Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that fam? What it do, man? What's going on to the family? The Black and Gold family in the building, man. What's going on, family? What's happening? It's Wednesday, family. It's the special Sports Coma midweek show coming right at you. Middle of the week with special Saints news. I'd like to thank all the beautiful Black and Gold family members in the building tonight. Big ups to you. All the great, beautiful Black and Gold family. First up in the building is Travis 504. Who that to you, baby? Drew goddamn Breeze, we live, baby. 985J, who that to you? Who that 601? Who that to your family? Good to see you in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe to all of our people in the building that's not subscribers. Join the family. Travis 504 says, hit the like button. Thank you, family. Please do that, family, on your way in. Please feel free to hit the like button. It helps out the platform in many ways. Good to see the family members in the building. Charles Mayfield, who that, baby? Steve Wynn, who that to you? Steve, I see you. Sub-Zero. All we say is who that. That's right. DC, who that to you, DC? 985J sub family, who that to you, fam? Shedrick, what up, Shedrick? He said, who that to you, Big Q? Who that to you, fam? And all the family members chiming in. Troy Thompson, good to see you, fam. Jermaine, what up, Jermaine? He said, what it do, fam? Who that, Big Q? What up, everybody? Fly Trey social media, who that to you, fam? Shout out to the Galaxy Saints fans. Let's do this. We in the building. Get the damn ping pong tables out of here. We got games to win. My sentiment exactly. Get them goddamn ping pong tables out of there. And them retro Nintendo games. Get all that out of there. Soldier for God 77, who that to you? Joey and Isabella, who that to you, fam? Say we just signed Noah Spence. We're going to get into that too, family. I'm going to go over that. Let's see here. We're going to keep going down. DJ, who that to you? Say LOL. Hey, Big Q, I'm trying to see Reddit to watch the Pelicans game. Listen to y'all. It might be a fiasco with the Pelicans and the Bucks. You never know. Jermaine said, hey, I can watch a game like we played Sunday, but with us winning, that was a hell of a game. I see we lose some key players on defense. Kevin, let's go. He says, who that to you, Kevin? DJ Big Sam, the Candyman Smother, what up, fam? Dada, who that to you and what up to you, fam? Kevin says, yo, what up? Troy says, Noah Spence is more like a speed pass rusher. Should fit in with the rotation. Mr. Who that says, what up, Big Q? He says, I'm finally over that loss. Kevin said, let's get those likes up, Sub-Zero. Q, what's good? Darnell Lewis, who that to you? Darnell, good to see your family. Mr. Who that says, I'm subscribed to you. Thank you, that Mr. Who that, appreciate it, fam. Demi, who that to you? Jermaine say, I'm not over the loss, but will be Monday night. Who that? Verlin says, true that. Who that was cracking, Big Q? What up with you, Verlin? Steve said, can't wait to get this bad taste to the next game. Monday night's coming out. Terrence Collier, who that to your family? Subscribe if you're not a subscriber there. Terrence and Kevin says San Francisco lost some players too. Who that 504 boys in the building? He said your boy checking in with the family. Good to see you there, family. In this episode of the Sports Coma, TSC number 64, we got some news and notes to go over with the family members. It's our midweek show, like I said before. And this is not uncustomary for the Sports Coma to fire up live in the building. Kelvin Washington, who that to you, from Phoenix, Arizona. Good to see you, Kelvin. Forever Absolute Reactions. This was a World War II battle. There are casualties on both sides. Thank you, Forever Absolute Reactions. Good to see the family chiming in as more will continue to come in. I asked the family members, please hit the like button on your way. Subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. Hit the notification button as well. Just light all the goddamn buttons up. Light them all up if you get confused. Well, I like to start off by saying welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, and we have intense, entertaining, and educating sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q. If you don't know, this is the Sports Coma, #1 independent Saints podcast in the land. TSC Live number 64 in the building, baby. And of course, man, it was a pretty rough last show, man. And I think I'm a little calmer this show. Still got that passion and that fire, you understand? But we're going to recap some of the stuff that happened in this week round of shows going over. And it's just a lot, man. It's a lot going on, especially with the round of injuries as the show hipped you to. You know, also some other news I wanted to read to you, family, over with an interaction with Sean Payton and the Butcher. Did you hear the one about Sean Payton and the Butcher? A DC sent me that one. He said, man, you got to talk about this one, man. And I said to myself, and I was going to play some of Sean Payton's interview that he had the other day, just to see if some of the family members would agree with what Sean Payton was saying. about, you know, his game plan. And I don't know if some of you guys heard that interview from the game. I mean, from his interview that he did. I don't think I have it. That's the only thing. I would probably play it when we get closer to the Saturday show, when we get ready to kind of lay it out for the Saturday show and talk about the preview for the Colts matchup. You know, go over that. That's usually what we do on the Saturday show. But good to see the family in the building. Sub-Zero says, y'all saw Payton was talking reckless to the butcher at Whole Foods. I literally just asked about that. Yeah, Payton was tripping. That's what Kevin says. Yeah, Sub-Zero, absolutely right. We're going to start it off by talking to that one. That Sean Payton had choice words for the butcher after the loss. And, you know, let's look at it. Let's start with that story. Then we'll get into the injury news, because I just find that so amusing. That Sean Payton going to tell a butcher to do his damn job. I'm going to read it to you in just a second, family. We got a new shirt coming out, by the way. It should be, we'll have it ready by Friday. It's called Coach. Hey, Coach, run the damn ball. That's a new shirt that we got coming out with. So, you know, I want all the Sports Coma family members and their family members to purchase that shirt. It's called, Hey, Coach, run the damn ball. That's a new shirt we got coming out. It'll be out by Friday. So I want y'all guys to check that one out. You know, that'll be in the pro shop. If I say by Friday. Let's get into the story, family. And of course, we know about the Saints lost the game to the 49ers. Cam had robbed himself of sleep to study the game tape, according to Athletic. Now, this comes from the Athletic. And Sean Payton is being questioned by everyone, including his butcher. Quote, I've got this guy at Rouse's or at freaking Whole Foods asking me about the freaking 2-point play, end quote. Payton said via the Athletic, quote, I looked at him, the guy from the meat section. I said, hey, your steaks don't look too good right now. Worry about your freaking meat. Driving me crazy. Now, this is something that Coach Payton said to the butcher. The butcher obviously is a Saints fan. To ask you about, you know, why did you have that 2-point play? That 2-point play. That wasn't a bad or arrogant or disrespectful question to ask the coach of the New Orleans Saints, who at times just showing that sometimes the brain be off, you know, his brain be off, be turned off switch, completely off. Why would you get upset about the butcher asking you about the 2-point conversion? It was stupid. It was stupid. He lucky I wasn't up in there. He lucky I wasn't in there, because he would have had to run up out of there, because I wouldn't have just asked him about the 2-point conversion. I would have asked him about a series of other questions like, hey, why you ain't running the goddamn ball? Why I had to come out with shirts saying, hey, coach, run the damn ball? Why I got to do that? Just to make you do your job. You know, that wasn't a bad question by the butcher, but I ain't like Sean Payton's response, man. Sean Payton, you need to get yourself together, man. Don't be out here disrespecting Saints fans that's asking simple questions, and some of these questions better than what the media asking. See, they can't take away their press pass like they could take away the fans for asking them. They just get upset with them. No, it was stupid, Payton. It was stupid. Your game plan against the 49ers was stupid. You didn't have to come up with all this nonsense, the foolishness and the cuteness you're trying to do because you're being egotistical, trying to attack Kyle Shanahan and make him look crazy, and then he ended up getting the win. Which, like I said, could end up costing you, because there is no guarantee that the 49ers or the Packers could lose any games left in the season. There's no guarantee of that. The chances are they could finish out and win, and you'll be stuck in 3, which means you get 1 home game. Then you have to travel to either Green Bay or San Francisco. That's the reason why you're supposed to take care of business. And when you call a poor game plan, that puts your entire team on a line. Running the football would have not made your defense allow them to give up that many points. By running the football, you to control the clock. The 49ers could not stop you from running the ball. Then if you wanted to play, then after you got the running game good, then start hitting them with the haymakers, throwing the ball deep and all that kind of stuff. You know, the butcher did not ask him a bad question, man. You know, shame on you, Sean Payton, for getting smart with that butcher. You're lucky he ain't threw some knives at your ass. You got words and stuff to say. He got knives back there. You're lucky he ain't start chunking them butcher knives at your ass back there. Because a lot of people out here really pissed to the highest levels about you calling that shit a game, and every fan yelling from the hill, run the ball. But you want to be obstinate. You want to be one of these guys that would just want to be contrary. Because you know what you're supposed to be doing. You want to be contrary just to show people that your way is going to work. It's not going to work. You better wise up, dude. I'm telling you. Wise the hell up. You're going to get a lot more than an angry butcher. That's the bottom line. You get an angry banker. Say that stuff to your banker or the person that's cooking your food up in the restaurant and see what you get. I'm telling you, you can't be saying stupid ass stuff like this to the people. That's you out of bounds on that, man. That's off cold like a mug. You cannot do that. You cannot talk disrespectful to the butcher. The butcher just asks you about why you did that, coach. Why you did that dumbass play? Why you ran a 2-point play? Why you do that, coach? And you know it was stupid. Don't you know it was dumb? Oh, you don't worry about what I do. Don't worry about what I do. Worry about this meat. It don't look good, but you bought the meat, didn't you? The meat didn't look all that good, but I guarantee your ass bought that meat, though. You ain't walk up out of there without it. You bought that meat, so I guess he was doing the job. Anyway, what I'm saying, man, at the bottom line, man, who that Tyra? I see you, baby. Jarrell, who that to you, fam? I see you, Javier. Good to see you. Annie, who that to you as well, as the family members chime in the building. I just didn't like that response, family. Revolt control, I see you, baby. I ain't like that response. I ain't like that response for Sean Payton, man. You don't have the right to be mad at Saints fans, man. I mean, are you crazy? Are you touched? Are you touched? Are you missing a few cans short of a six-pack, like I like to say? Is Sean Payton missing a few cans short of a six-pack? Is he a bit touched? I mean, come on, man. You can't be talking reckless like that to Saints fans. You don't have the right to be mad at Saints fans, stupid. You don't have the right to be mad at Saints fans. Who that to your Scoop? Who that to your Irvin Alexander? I see your family. I see you in the building chiming in. Sean Payton does not have the right to be mad as Saints fans for asking smart questions about why you did that, bro. I mean, you check yourself. Check yourself, Sean Payton. Check yourself. You're getting off cold, bro. You're getting a little reckless with yourself. The man asks you a simple question. You don't have to act like that. Check yourself. You need to be mad at your own goddamn self for calling that bullcrap game you called. By taking your team out of the running for the top seed, by having it, by not running a balanced attack. Everybody and his mama knew you could run the ball at the 49ers. They was hoping you didn't run it. And then I got all these people trolling me saying, eat my words and all that kind of stuff, man. Eat what words? All I was saying was run the ball. What words I got to eat, fam? What the 49ers fans are saying, well, you got to eat your words. What words be that, fam? What words I got to eat? Run the ball? That the Saints will win the game if they run the ball and have a balanced attack, play defense? What words was I supposed to eat? They lost? They lost? Yeah, they lost. You know why they lost? They lost because they didn't run the ball and have a balanced attack. I said the opposite. I said they should run the ball and have a balanced attack. They didn't have the case against the 49ers. So what word I got to eat, fam? Elaborate. I got people telling me I got to eat my words and Q, that's it's just the Saints and all this kind of stuff. Man, look, one loss, okay? It's a big loss, but at the end of the day, I don't like this. I don't like how Payton acting, man. You don't be talking to the butcher like that, talking about freaking driving me crazy. You the one made that stupid-ass game decision, not the butcher. You're lucky you ain't throw them knives at your ass. But anyway, let's keep it moving, family. 2 key injuries to our defense, man. And despite the fact that Sean Payton talking reckless to Saints fans in the grocery stores, we got 2 key injuries to our defensive line that once again that we have to overcome. That is the code of the year. I mean, we just have to overcome injuries. It's what we do. Lance Kelly, who that to you? And that's Sneaker King 10. I see your family. Who that to you? This is the reality, man, that we have to overcome these things. We just have to. We dealing with Andrews Pete. Terron Armstead went down. We had Alvin Kamara, the zombie, who was Alvin Kamara. Then he went into a machine and came back out. This doll player that doesn't contribute that much. We had injuries at the fullback position with Zach Line. We have injuries now fixated with now Davenport, who was on his way to a really good season. It got cut short by 3 games. and the playoffs. Too bad. And Sheldon Rankins, who came out of the gate firing on all cylinders, is down as well. So let's get into reading some of that information about him and what's really going on. Give me a second to tune up. As the Saints, this is official. The Saints have placed both Marcus Davenport and Sheldon Rankins on injury reserve. At first, they didn't say anything about Sheldon Rankins being on injury reserve, and I was thinking maybe he could make it. But no. Current report indicated, it's from NOLA.com and Advocate, New Orleans Advocate, that they have placed both Davenport and Rankins on the IR. And both Rankins went down with injuries on Sunday against the Niners. Davenport had a foot injury in the fourth quarter, while Rankins had an ankle injury in the first quarter. Rankins' injury is not related to the Achilles, but in their places, the Saints signed defensive tackle T.Y. McGill and defensive end Noah Spence. Now, to give you a little backdrop information about McGill was an undrafted free agent out of North Carolina State. Now, if that sounds familiar, this was a big defensive tackle that our current defensive line coach, Ryan Nielsen, had a relationship with. Now, he back in 2015. Since then, he's played for several teams. This season, he's been with the Washington Redskins, the Chargers, and in 3 games, he played for the Chargers. He had 2 tackles. He was with the Chargers for week 7 through 9. Then he was waived. And not much NFL production on T.Y. McGill, but he is possibly a depth signing. Real interesting thing I will talk about McGill in a second. Really thing I was thinking about was like, wow, they didn't really need to reach for T.Y. McGill, who does not know the system. Why didn't they just activate my boy off the injury list and have him to come in there and kind of take up for the Saints? I just didn't understand that part of it. You know, I didn't get that. You know, I didn't get that part. You know, McGill's a big guy. He's a big tackle or whatnot. But why didn't the Saints reach to the practice squad and pull Taylor Stallworth off of there? I mean, just something that kind of hit me in the head, you know, when I was reading this stuff early on, is why the hell didn't Sean Payton get Taylor Stallworth off the practice squad, who knows the defense? What's going on there? You know, that's just my curious nature. Okay, now Noah Spence, who was most recently played in the reserve role with the Redskins, played in 7 games for the Skins this season, recording a sack and 3 tackles, but never played more than 21 snaps. The Redskins released him in November. He was also originally with Tampa Bay, who selected him in the 2nd round of the 2016 draft. He recorded 5.5 sacks while playing in 16 games as a rookie, but he has only 2 sacks in 25 games since his rookie season ended. And of course, he started his college career in Ohio State, but transferred to Eastern Kentucky for the final year after the Big Ten declared him permanently ineligible following a series of failed drug tests. So you got a guy who is pretty much a guy they got to watch out for on the comeback. You know, it's just, we got to watch this guy. You know, well, hopefully he can stay clean. Now, as far as McGill's concerned, in 5 seasons, McGill has accumulated 25 tackles, and he also has 5 sacks in the thing. Now, Ryan Nielsen's known to get the best out of his defensive line, and I'm probably thinking that he'll probably get the most out of these guys. So really big injuries to the Saints defensive line, which is the strength of the defense, but they're deep. They're very deep. Losing Davenport and Sheldon Rankins, man, in the same damn game with 3 weeks left, and they both hit the IR, that is massive. Trey Hendrickson, as my dog Scoob calls him, T-Rex, is going to be called upon in great duty to fill in. He's been playing really masterful. He'll have to step it up, but here comes Carl Granderson. Carl Granderson is the guy that will step into the position of Trey Hendrickson, who's the 3rd pass rusher. He will move into it, and the Saints keep the rush going. Now, as far as Sheldon Rankins is concerned, of course, Malcolm Brown sits entrenched next to him. David Onyemata steps into the starting role as the starting defensive tackle. Then you have Shy Tuttle. You have Mario Edwards Jr. there. And, of course, McGill now added into the mix. So the Saints are deep at that position. And Lloyd Vaughn said Stallworth signed with another team. Is that so? Okay, if that's probably what's the case. My current, okay, if he signed with another team, okay, they're still showing him Stallworth a part of the Saints practice squad. I didn't know he signed with anybody, fam. If that's the case, I think I'm looking at the current Saints roster, all of the injuries, the entire roster, including the injury list. the practice squad, and the reserve IR players, all that's on there. Now the practice squad: Humphreys, Emmanuel Butler, Taquan Mazzell, Derek Kelly II, John LeGlue, Nate Wozniak. They signed his sorry ass back recently. Andrew Dowell, the outside, the linebacker, TJ Green, Mitchell Lowen, and then Taylor Stallworth. So I don't know, maybe if they did or not, they might not update it. But from according to what I'm looking at, they're showing them still here. But anyway, the Saints have enough depth to kind of land this thing. Of course, Mitchell Lowen's sitting there. Now, he's listed as a defensive end here, although they said he plays tight end. I would shift his ass back to defensive end with the most importance. But, man, this is huge. This is huge. But you expect to have injuries, but 2 of your starting defensive linemen just gone. Am I concerned with that? Of course. Of course, you got to be concerned. It's all right, Lloyd. It's all right, fam. We all make mistakes. Who that to your 9 o'clock props? I see you, baby. Good to see you on the stream. DLP 2600. What up, fam? It's all gravy, baby. And as we keep it moving, just acknowledging my family members in the building. DLP 2600 says Carl Granderson is long and quick off the ball. Like I said, bro, we all right. Yeah, I'm concerned. Anytime you lose 2 starters, I'll take them to Revolt. Anytime you lose 2 starters on your defensive line like that, and not just 2 starters, but impactful guys like Sheldon Rankins, who was playing so masterfully next to Malcolm Brown, and it allows David Onyemata to play his best role as a reserve guy. But it just so happens that we got another high motor guy, just like David Onyemata, to come behind him. I remember you seen Mario Edwards Jr. start really showing that he could ball too. Who that, Paul? I see you, fam. To see that he can ball as well. Mario Edwards Jr. got a sack in the game a couple of games ago. He got in there and got a hold, knocked the guy around. So we got a couple of high energy guys there that can actually help in that process. But damn, Trey Hendrickson and Carl Granderson just so have to step up, man. And then of course Noah Spence and T.Y. McGill gets into that mixture. And that, to me, that relaxes me a bit because it keeps Noah Spence. I just know, man, listen, Ryan Nielsen is going to get the absolute best out of that guy. Both of those guys. I'm telling you, it's what he does. He's pretty good. He's our best kept secret. I'm telling you. Hopefully they don't find out about that guy. 911 says, whoa, nice time. Next man up. Let's go. Thank you, 911. Who that to you? Subscribe if you're not a subscriber there, fam. Sean, who that to you, fam? I see you, baby. So that's the thing, family. That's some of the things just hitting you with dealing with that. A couple of signs. The fact that we lose both of our starting defensive linemen there at the same time, that didn't sit well with me, and the loss with the 49ers and Sean Payton talking reckless to the butcher. Who that, Neville? I see you, baby. Who that, Tramal? Big ups to you. It's just absolutely just sucks. It stinks. It really does. And let's go. I got a couple injuries. I mean, not injuries, but interviews I'm going to play for you. Starting with Terron Armstead. This is Terron Armstead's talking about the Saints' focus and improvement going ahead in Week 15. Here is Terron Armstead.
Process yesterday's game. Have your feelings changed at all, just about the performance as a whole, or you kind of still feel similar to what?
Watch all those good things, but our only objective, our only goal is to win the game, and we didn't do that.
How difficult is it, Terron, to digest a game like that where you play that well and don't get the win?
Didn't play well enough. That's the only thing. That's the only reason we're playing. So, no matter the performances from either side, we didn't win the game. It wasn't good enough. With that being said, we can take things that we did well and not so well and learn from going forward, but we didn't get the W.
Coach Payton said he felt like you held up pretty well. How do you feel like you held up?
I feel like I did some things well, mainly in protection, pass protection. I still got some technique issues and things that I'm working on daily to get better at and help me go forward the rest of the season and into the playoffs. But we're working. We're going to try to be better Monday night.
Terron, I know a lot of you guys are vets and have played in those type of games before, but can it be, I guess not a learning process, but maybe a reminder of just how tight things are and how things have to go in playoff-type games?
Yeah. That's just how that game turned out. It just early turned into a shootout. And we just had to score more points than them. And it came down to whoever had the ball last and with no time remaining. And that's just how it happened.
the speed of their defensive line. How did you feel like you guys handled it, and was it kind of what you felt like you saw on film too going into that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, they have some really good players up front. Schematically, they do some things that help them out and put stress on the offensive line, pre-snap from different alignments, moving guys around. And I think protection-wise, we did a pretty good job. We executed our game plan with some of those scheme looks and different load looks and guys moving around. So it was a good challenge up front.
Terron, I know you said you guys didn't win the game, but obviously offensively, I think you wanted to play better. Do you feel like you guys kind of got a little bit closer to what you're looking for?
I think in areas we did. Red zone, able to score touchdowns in the red zone. And that's been a really big emphasis for us these past several weeks. So that's one thing for sure. I'm pretty sure that we can use going forward. But it's still a ton of things that we want to get better at. Cut down penalties, but we still had a couple of vital ones that ended up costing us as well.
First time you guys have scored 40 in a game all year. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
And,
I mean, been in this offense for 7 years. We've scored 40 points many times. High-profile offense, but I think the beauty of this season and the beauty of this team is we've been able to win in so many different ways, and that's really been the whole makeup of our season. We've had games with no touchdowns and won. We've had games with high scoring points. We had special teams touchdowns and turnovers. So I think that's been the greatest thing we've done this year throughout the adversity. Losing Drew Brees, AK, Jared Cook. So being able to win many different ways. We can play any style of game. I think that'll be helpful for us in January.
That's Terron Armstead, man, spitting some knowledge on the fam. Also, big ups, man. Big ups to Willie Roaf, man. As Willie was named he was one of the finalists in the offensive line. Willie Roaf named finalists for the NFL all-time team. So that's a big deal for Willie Roaf, one of the greatest to ever do it. At that position was with the Saints. Ultimately, I remember he did move on to the Chiefs, but he would forever be known as a Saint, man. Person that big to brag about, but he did okay in his return there to try to help the Saints get something going, and it was just one of those things. It just didn't work out because of the obvious reasons, and we all know what the obvious reasons are. Thank you, Edmund. Appreciate Edmund Tyler for your donation, family. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. As a goal to empower the podcast and the broadcast and everything else. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's keep it going, family. And this one, as I cover some more news, I think that's some of the stuff we covered, dealing with it. The fact that, the injuries, man. The injuries mount with 3 games left. And if you just think about it, the total of some of the things that the Saints had to go through during the duration of this current season, man, it's just like mind-boggling to watch it, just to watch it happen like that, seriously, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Jared Cook, all that kind of stuff, on and on and on. It's just amazing, man. Absolutely amazing how the Saints were just compounded with all these injuries. But guess what? The team continues to churn out wins. And, and despite the fact that they did lose to the 49ers, the Saints are still relatively in good shape. They're 10-3 in the NFC South and 3rd in the playoff race. That's not a particularly bad place to be in terms. Look at people like Dallas or the Philadelphia Eagles, for goodness sakes, that are in a worse condition than the Saints could ever wish to be. And of course, we're going to need some help from other teams for us to move back in the position to reclaim either one or two of those spots we'll settle for. It's just one of the things that you don't want to put yourself in the position to be, but ultimately that's what the Saints did, man, and we'll just have to see what's going on with that. So, man, wow. A lot of stuff with the injuries. Now, fortunately, I wanted to deliver an injury report to you guys as it stands right now. I don't have any current injury report right now to give you guys. That's probably be something I'll probably have for you come next show. But I guess giving you all of the stuff with Davenport and Sheldon Rankins is enough, man. Sooner or later, we'll find out about Jared Cook and his concussion issue and whether he'll be able to go. We'll know that probably tomorrow or the day after that as we keep moving forward. But most certainly by Saturday, we'll know, being that the Saints play Monday night against the Colts. So Saints got to take care of business the whole way, baby. That's what it come down to. Who that to you, Gerard? Who that to you, Donovan? I see you, baby, as the rest of the family chime into the building. So without further ado, family, I'll give a quick synopsis of what we covered thus far. Of course, Sean Payton getting smart with the butcher at the grocery store where he getting his meat at. We cover that. And of course, the injuries to both and placing on IR of both players. Now, at first I seen one, but didn't see the other. It was confirmed by NOLA.com and the Advocate, New Orleans Advocate, that both players have officially been placed on IR. That's Davenport and Sheldon Rankins, and replaced with Noah Spence, the pass rush specialist, edge rusher, a guy real athletic, and T.Y. McGill, the big defensive tackle who comes from North Carolina State, who has a relationship with Ryan Nielsen, who used to coach the defensive line there. So getting a guy back like that with that familiarity should help the team from a defensive perspective. Now, am I really, really concerned? I don't like losing my two starters, but truth be told, family, I'm not really that upset because defenses are the injuries are happening to the deepest part, to the deepest aspects of our team, which is the defensive line could absorb that. It could absorb. Now, it can't lose Cam, but Davenport and Sheldon Rankins, I mean, unfortunately, I don't like to say it like that, but to be quite honest with you, we can absorb that, but not losing Cam because there's no replacement for Cam. So as long as we got Cam, as long as we got, you know, the rest of them linemen up front, we should be all right. Trey Hendrickson, and we have guys like Noah Spence who will be sprinkled in there along with Granderson. We should be okay. We should be okay. And I know I'm saying that, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Usually I would probably be upset about losing those guys, but not so much. I'm kind of, you know, with that defensive line, like I said, very deep and very skilled at the defensive line this year. So I'm not too concerned about that aspect of it. I think the Saints will be fine. They'll continue to put pressure on the quarterback. They'll continue to stop the run. It's just that depth asset of it for the defensive line. Now, family, turn into the chat to see what some of the injuries or questions, concerns, or comments from the chat. Let's see what some of the family members was going to say. Kevin says, bring back Gia Gillette. Oh, JC Mason. Okay, just changed my name on here. Okay, good to see you there, JC. Tramal said the secondary got to get their stuff together. Lance, I'm glad we are deep on the defensive line. Let's see. 9 o'clock prop say this game should be a confidence booster for our offensive going forward. Also, Coach Payton was humbled this week. I expect him to learn from this mistake. He damn sure don't seem humble when that butcher asks him a question. Who that 504 boy says, so jealous of that name, fam. Kevin says, I have no confidence in them. They have to show me something. Paul says, hey, Q family, the injury is big, just killing the defensive backfield rotation. I don't think we have enough on defense to go deep into the playoffs. Thank you, Paul. 9 o'clock prop says, ha. Yeah, man, I had to take it back. Irvin Alexander, so don't give me hope, Paul. Don't give hope, Paul. Anything can happen. Don't give up hope, I guess is what he was saying. And the rest of it. Troy Thompson said the secondary needs to get it together. When is Kiko and AJ Klein coming back? Don't have a current injury report. That will come later on in the week. Donovan Grayson says, who that? Tramal says, Lattimore is the only one I trust buying Bell in the box. Kevin says, Paul would rather have Toy Cook or Eli Apple, LOL. I don't want no Toy Cook. That dude. That's Toast Cook. Kevin said he isn't all that way healthy yet. More like Toy Apple. Paul said, hey, Saints just got 3 games left. So what are they going to do that they haven't did already? Excuse. No excuses. They got to step up and play. Jamal says PJ Williams looking like Jason David. Although I have to say Jason David probably was better than PJ Williams. He had more interceptions. At least he had more interceptions than he is anyway. 9 o'clock prop says, listen, family, we're going to the Super Bowl. Yes, I said it. The defense will step up even with the injuries. Our offense has to believe they are unstoppable after dominating. Hold on, it just jumped on me. Hold on, I hate when it jumps on me like that. And I just lose your comment just like that. Okay, dominating the 49ers. Irvin Alexander says injuries could still happen to other teams, players too. So we got to move forward. Thank you, Irvin. Tyra says, I got to take care of Troy Thompson injuries is a part of the game. Next man up. Tramal says, Ramcheck locked his side down. 9 o'clock props says, Troy, yes, we can overcome Drew injury. We can overcome anything. Good point. 9 o'clock props. Edmund says, donation from another Anointing Hands Catering. Who that? Thank you there, family. Yeah, shout it out, Edmund. If the family got business, if you're business people in the chat, please feel free to let the Black and Gold Nation know about your business. Feel free to shout it out in the chat. You know, that's how we do it here at the Sports Coma. Let's see. 9 o'clock. If I meant who that 504 says Thomas, Murray, and Cook will be unstoppable in the playoffs. Kevin says maybe we'll spoil. I remember having Billy Joe Tolliver, Wade Wilson, John Forcade, Heath Schuler, Steve Walsh, all terrible. All terrible. You forgot Billy Joe Hobart in the mix. Don't forget Billy Joe. You had 2 Billy Joes on that team. You had Billy Joe Hobart and you had Billy Joe Tolliver. Both of them sucked and they were trash and garbage. Terrible. That was that idiot Mike Dicker running the team. Terrible, terrible years. Kyle Davis, who that to you? Kyle, what's good, baby? Keontae, what up there? Keontae says, can't beat us twice. Thank you, Keontae. Paul said the Super Bowl run, we didn't have all those injuries this season. Toby, who that to you, Toby? Tramal says, throw Aaron Brooks in there too. Keontae says, Seattle will handle that. Thank you, Keontae. Kevin says, Aaron, 1 is a playoff game. 9 o'clock said, hell, let's take the show on the road. I'm confident. Paul said, hey, Q and family, maybe the strength and conditioning coach needs to be fired. Tyra says she on the road. Irvin Alexander said, we're going to get Cook and Harris more involved moving forward, and this offense is going to take off. I just hope Drew is good. He took a big hit. I think he's fine, man. Drew is fine. I'm looking at Jared Cook, more concerned about him. He took a real good hit to him. If you go back and watch the tape, he was literally out like sleep, eyes closed. He had a blooded nose, so that's never a good thing. And plus, he's been taking some real bad shots, man. Jared Cook, man, going up, forget those balls. He's been really getting pinged this year, and I'm really concerned about his duration going into the playoffs, man. Saints need to look at that seriously. If anything, that's a trend that we need to pay attention to. Jared Cook's health. Who that 504 boy said the Packers ain't beating the Vikings, so we getting the number 2 seed at least. We'll see. Kyle Davis says Niners will lose twice. American Hostage, who that fam says, who that? I'm checking in from Austin, Texas. Saints fan, my whole 47 years. Thank you, family. Good to see a Texas Saints fan among many. Got a lot of great Black and Gold family members in the building from Texas, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, all over. Now we got one. This is, I think, the first Sports Coma family member that's in Austin, Texas. So big up to you, American Hostage. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, family, and welcome for the live stream. Kevin said we will have some masterful things on defense to get deep in the playoffs. Jamal said I don't trust Kirk Cousins beating the Packers. Kevin said I don't trust Kirk Cousins with anything. Irvin says Tuttle, Brown, and Onyemata should be cool. We got to really have ball control now. Can't be wearing out our defense. We'll see if that idiot Payton pays attention. Onyemata has a chance to step up now, says Paul. Okay, hold on here. Okay, hold up here. It just scrolled again. Okay, here we go. Kyle says Jared Cook will be the key to the second ring. Kevin says, where is that game? Kyle Davis says, I'm glad the butcher got at him. Anthony Gaines, who that to you? Anthony, good to see you, player. He says, I'm not mad at the coach's response. Why is he asking him that? He's a butcher, not a head coach. I'm sure he couldn't do better. We're worried about the Colts now. Who that? Thank you, Anthony. But isn't it not the response? Aren't we still living in America? Aren't we still able to ask the coach a question about football? And remember, just because he wasn't a coach don't mean he don't know football. You never know what the butcher is. The butcher could have been a football player at one time. You know, you don't have to be a head coach in the NFL to ask a head coach in the NFL a question. And the man's a Saints fan. He wasn't disrespectful. He asked him a question. Why did you go for a 2-point conversion? Sean Payton wigged out on him. You know, I just think that's not a good look, man. No matter if you're a professional and you deeming him as not a professional, an amateur, you're supposed to carry yourself a certain way, correct? Correct? I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, we still all people, regardless of the titles. We're still all people. You know, I don't care if it's the president. If you got a question, you can ask that man. And if he got the answer, he'll answer. If not, he don't have it, whoever. But I just don't deem it as disrespectful. And it's a bad look when you got to pay it the coach. And besides, it wasn't the butcher's fault. It was the coach's fault for that stupid play, that dumb 2-point conversion. Even my son was asking, but why are they doing the 2-point conversion there, Dad? What is that for? I'm like, see, it don't take a rocket scientist or even an astrophysicist to understand football. It's a child's game being played by adults. That's the reality if we're looking at it. But he should be able to ask the coach the question. Sean Payton was out of pocket with that response. He didn't have to go there. If you want to be mad, go look in the mirror. That's the guy you need to be mad about. Go punch one of them puffy ass cheeks of yours. Go punch yourself, because that's who you should be mad at for calling that ridiculous, crappy portion game in there when you should have been running the ball. You wouldn't have had your defense suffering like that. Then talking about the floor of the game. Oh, the floor of the game. The floor of the game. That's we just got in the floor of the game. My idea, I thought you were supposed to control the floor game. Isn't that the response? Or we just got into the floor where we couldn't control? No, that's bullshit, man. Come on. Pardon my French, Portuguese, Spanish, Swahili, Congolese, everything you won't think about. Hawaiian with Polynesian, all that. The reality at the end of the day is the fault doesn't lie with the fan base. It lies with the head coach. If the coach would have not stuck out his chest and wanted to be Kyle Shanahan and made it an ego contest, the Saints would have won that game and would have sat on top of the NFC with that #1 ranking in their hand. I ask the damn coach the questions all the time. I sit on this show and question them all. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you not running the ball? Why are you not doing, and the same family members that paid the tickets, because remember, Sean Payton not paying his own salary. His salary is paid by you. Remember that. You are the power. You've always been the power. So you damn right. The way I look at it is, we pay the New Orleans Saints organization. We pay for their tickets. We pay for the stadium that they're playing in. We pay to keep the power on. We pay to keep the water on, because they're not paying for their water. They're not paying for their power. They're not paying for their own tickets. We pay for the tickets. We pay for everything. Then we pay their taxes, because they don't pay no taxes. If you want to get really deep with it, we can get deep with it. So if that's the case, and we paying them, and they taking the money, we paying it and putting it in their bank accounts, and then paying their players, guess who their bosses are? If the money's coming from you, guess who their bosses are? You're their bosses. So if anything, Sean Payton's boss asks him a question, and he didn't have to get like that with him. That's why I look at it. You know, no, I see where you're coming from, but at the end, we can't get into a world where we can't question the officials. How really official are the officials? Do they really know what they're doing? Most of the times when you go and look at it and you challenge them, you know they don't know their own, you know what, from a hole in the ground. Really? That's how you get to the bottom of it, by questioning. Like that old saying says, challenge everything. I live by that. I challenge every damn thing, because I'm a critical thinker. I don't just eat soup or take what somebody give me and just eat it all the time. You got to be able to question these guys, man. And if he don't like, he need to pack his bags up and get his ass out of town. We'll find somebody else to run this team that can do it. Listen, you can't talk to the fan base like that, man. You can't do it. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. Telling them you need to worry about your sticks. You know, you don't worry about this. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. You could have handled it in a better way. You know, but I just don't like that response. That was a bit arrogant to me, Anthony. I'm going to just keep it real, family. Thank you for the comment, though. Paul Terra says, I believe Kirk Cousins can beat the Packers. It's a matter of will. Revol said, what up with Klein and Alonzo? Still injured. We'll have that report later on in the week. Jamal said, I hope Payton talks smack to his accountant like that. That's what I said. I tell you what, Sean Payton, talk smack to the guy at the bank. Talk smack to the restaurant person you go to. When they ask you, hey, coach, where you did that? You better get up out of there. It's two people you don't talk smack to. The people handling your money and the people cooking your food. And he at the grocery market. He lucky he started talking stuff when he got them steaks out of there. But he talking about you need to pay attention to your steaks. Your steaks ain't good. But I guarantee you still bought them goddamn steaks, huh? He ain't walk out of there, go nowhere else and buy them steaks. He still took those crappy steaks that the man sold him. So what that shows you? Cut it out. Paul, let's see. Revol said, Kevin said, is that game at Green Bay? I'm not sure. Kevin Tramal says, I hope Sean Payton talks smack to his accountant. Charles Mayfield, I see your baby says, little worried about the Titans. They're looking good, and we usually don't play good there, but we need to get past the Colts first. We got to take care of business on out. Bottom line. We got to whatever little slack we had, we're going to let them call, Tramal. Let them call. I've been waiting to talk to him. Let them call. And I'm going to ask the same questions I'm asking now to him and see if he can give me the more long, drawn out ass comments, questions. Say, look, coach, no disrespect, but listen, cut that crap close and answer this question as short as possible. Why you running the ball? Why you not running the ball with Latavius Murray averaging almost 10 yards a carry? Why you stop running the ball? Well, we felt like we was. I know what he gonna say, man. I know I got his playbook and his sheet he reading off of. But that's not common sense. Common sense ain't, it's not, that's the thing about great people. They take something, complex and make it simple. It was never meant to be complex. It's a child's game. It's just these people that are making it complicated to make it appear like you can't do it. It's a children's game. And the presets are run the ball and play defense. It's always been the case. It's always been the case. It really is. It's simple. Run the ball, stop the run, and then if you want to throw, you get the play action off the run. Very simple. Kyle run his system like that, and many other great coaches who had immense success did the same thing. It's the cutesy stuff, and he's known to get cute, and that's the problem with Sean Payton. It's called getting pass happy. It's when you don't have the discipline to stay balanced, meaning run the ball, and then if you want to throw it, work the throw off off the run. That's how we supposed to do it. We got the battering ram you can't stop right now, but he ignores him. He puts Alvin Kamara, the zombie, in there, and he's not really doing nothing. He don't have that glow. Taking a reference from Last Dragon, for those who remember that. He don't have the glow. I mean, I don't know what he got, but it ain't nothing that nobody want. But the person that has the steam is Latavius Murray. You can't stop him. So install him in offense. Let him run the ball more. Let him beat up them defenses. Then work the pass off of there. Cut it out, man. We need to win the rest of these games. We don't need no more cuteness, Sean Payton. Please get your ass out of the way of the running game and let them guys run the game. Let them run the ball. It upsets me at times. Let's see. Jerome says, when will you see the rookies defense? When we will see the rookie defensive end? Which rookie you talking about, fam? You talking about Granderson? Should be in this game. Tramal said, what up, Dada? Revolt says, Q, what about Dave Waymer? Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that's Gerard says Jim Everett. Oh my goodness. Jim Everett. He did all that stuff to us in the Rams when the Saints got him. He was trash. Boy, y'all bringing back a bunch of old, dead, sorry quarterbacks. One of the worst ones ever was Heath Schuler. All that talk about Heath Schuler, oh, he's going to do this. Oh, my goodness, he was terrible. He was trash. Boy, I'm so glad those years are behind us, boy. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, let's keep it moving, family. Let me see. Glad to I'm glad someone pulled SP coattail. You got to pull him. Pete Carmichael ain't doing it. Pete Carmichael said, Coach, man, the fans mad at us, man. You think he the only one, Payton the only one to get it? I'm pretty sure people who recognize Pete Carmichael and other offensive coaches like, man, why y'all did that 2-point conversion? What was the sense of that? You got to ask Coach Payton that question. He the one that called the plays. Pete Carmichael, why you not pulling Coach Payton's coattail? I'm not that kind of guy. I don't pull people's coattails. Y'all can look at Pete Carmichael and see he don't pull nobody coattail. He just happy to have a job. And the moment he raised his voice, Sean Payton will make him duck down in his seat. Yeah, Coach Payton, you did it. What you said? Get small. Pete Carmichael don't want no trouble. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, family, I see y'all commenting. I got the live lines open, family, tonight for y'all to call in. Please feel free to call in. The live line is activated. Wasn't intentionally. I don't think I was. I'm just surprising the family at first. Didn't think about activating the call tonight. It's just gonna be a show. We just go over some stuff. But since we have some time, we're just an hour at it. I'm gonna open the phone lines, give the family members an opportunity to chime in with their thoughts on some of the moves, a Noah Spence move, and how they feel about Sean Payton dealing with the Butcher situation. Also, the signings of Noah Spence and T.Y. McGill. And, of course, the placing on IR of both our starting defensive linemen, Davenport and Sheldon Rankins. So the live line is active, 504-475-4482. Live line is open. Please feel free to kind of minimize your call as I'm trying to fit as many of the family members on this beautiful Wednesday night. So we got a call coming in right away. Thank you for calling the Sports Coma family. Who am I speaking with? Hello, are you there? Okay, we must have lost him. All right, family members, 504-475-4482. While we going on, I'm going to keep hitting the chat up, reading your questions. Tramal says Sean Payton, the secondary, might be our downfall in the playoffs. I hope not. Revolt says coach better get his assistant to get his meat. Yeah, what the hell you doing up in there? I guess he said, well, I'm a regular man. Guess what? A regular man can get questions asked. They got delivery services. If he went to Rouse's or Whole Food, they got delivery services. But since you're a public person who likes to be out in public, then don't get mad when the public start to ask you questions. You know, sometimes you might go somewhere and somebody say, hey, yo, and they want to talk something with you, talk some football with you. Guess what? If I'm a football guy, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to, if I meet you on the street and you see me on the street and you say, hey, yo, Q, Big Q, what's happening, baby? I said, what's happening, fam? What's happening? And then you start talking to me about football. You're going to say, you know what, fam? You think I'm going to stop you? Say, you know, stop for a second, family. I'm sorry, but I only talk about stuff online. I don't talk about football in person. You're going to be like, huh? That would be so Hollywood and plastic for somebody to do that. But that's how some of them Hollywood, listen, for the record, y'all see me on the street and y'all stop me and say, yo, Q, what up, fam? You think and you start asking me some questions, I'm going to answer your question. I ain't going to be one of them dudes sit up there not answer your damn question, saying, hey, I only answer questions when I'm online. What's happening, family? Welcome to the Sports Coma, who I'm speaking with.
What up, Q? It's Tyrese. What's going on?
What up, Ty? What's going on, my man? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. I was about to call you yesterday, but you was fired up, and I didn't want to burn a roof through your house because I was gonna add some fuel to it.
Nah, it's all good, brother. It's all good. What's on your mind tonight, Tyrese? What's going on, fam?
Battle-tested squad, man. Offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
Losing chess pieces all around us, but we always got another queen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these pawns are going all the way to the top of the board to replace.
I love the chess reference, bro. I love the chess reference here. I love it. Keep it going, brother.
Yeah, man. So many injuries, man. Sheldon Rankins, Marvis Davenport. Yeah, you're right. They are. I can't believe you said it, but they are kind of expendable though, because we do have others that can fall in line. Man, that game. That's something I want to talk about. Is that game.
Okay.
You know, I'm not really worried about it. I think the defense will step up. You know, people are saying that we got an easy 3-game schedule, but we really don't. Our schedule is just as hard as the 49ers. We got to play against the Colts that's fighting for the wild card. We're playing against Ryan Tannehill. He's finally found the good team. That's the only thing about Ryan Tannehill. He was just put in a bad situation with injuries. But this guy's about to win. He's about to win the AFC South. And then we got to play against a divisional rival. But you know how they say believe in the Titans, man. You got to believe in the Saints.
Yeah.
You got to believe.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to put your hope and trust.
How you think we get it done, Tyrese? You're making some great points here, bro. And a lot of people kind of overlooking we've been looking at the Titans and possibly overlooking Monday night's foe, which is the Indianapolis Colts, who can surprise in their own right. So, I mean, the Colts late in the year, and then the Titans who really stepping up, and you got to go there and they're playing well in their building. And then you still have a surprising team in Carolina who can surprise you too. You never know. They're topsy-turvy, very unpredictable, and that could be a dangerous team toward the end of the year because they'll throw everything at you, including the kitchen sink. They'll go fourth down every play on you. They do fake punts and fake kicks and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. They'll lay it all out for you because they know that the Saints, I'm thinking the Saints are probably going to need every last one of these games, being that we didn't get the 49ers game. But we'll see how it works out. But how do we get that done over the next 3 games to stay consistent, to ultimately win these next 3 games? How do we get that?
Run the ball. Run the ball.
Tell a man that, bro. Tell him.
Run the ball. That's how you got to do is run the ball.
Run the ball.
You know, looking at the 49ers game, I was at work, and I was hiding in this room so my boss wouldn't catch me, even though they were all, because I worked at Rooms to Go, and they were all in the lobby watching the game.
Okay.
So I had to duck out and watch the Saints game on my phone. But just looking at the game, the problem isn't the offense. The problem isn't the offensive juggernaut that we got. Drew Brees was slicing through that number 1 defense like butter, man. Mm-hmm. That's something he's always done. The problem is that our defense can't stop it when it really counts. You know, I could pull up a multitude of games that we lost just because of the Beast Quake, that catch three when we was playing against the 49ers, and when Alex Smith turned into Joe Montana and all his wide receivers turned into Jerry Rice. The 2017 game against Minnesota when we were getting destroyed the first half, but Drew Brees led that 17-point comeback.
Right.
And Marcus Williams missed that tackle. You know what's crazy about Marcus Williams? Marcus Williams, the same guy who made that game-changing interception, cost us that game-changing tackle. Because this fool not only missed the hit, but he ran into Kim Crawley, too. Kim Crawley.
Took his silly ass
This
out.
dude had the chance.
He did hit
This dude
somebody.
had a chance to make a tackle.
He did hit somebody.
Yeah.
He hit his man and took him right on out of here, too. And it wasn't a tackle where he can get up and run and try to catch him. I mean, he depleted him.
For real. For real. And that 2018 game, man. All those the faults of the defense. But I'm hoping, I don't even want the number 1 seed. I hope we go on the road because that's going to force Sean Payton to run the ball more. You know, when we was playing against the Bears and the Jaguars and all these other teams, we were dominated them because of clock possession. And clock possession, as you know, gives our defense rest to be healthy. Because, dude, the 49ers were just going ham. Jimmy G playing like he Joe Montana. Throwing, man, you saw that one play bomb he threw?
Yeah. Yeah.
Threw it all the way in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had trick plays left and right. And I don't you know what I'll say about Alvin Kamara and the play calling? I don't understand a lot of the back throws Drew Brees made because Nick Bosa was just blowing it up. You know, a lot of the tackles that Alvin Kamara would normally slip through. This guy's getting hit in the background. You got Taysom Hill, all these various trick plays. Like, that's not the right time to do that. You know, I mean, it would be expected, but you need to run Latavius through the ground too.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that's the future because this Coast game, you know, they got a good defense too.
Yes.
And they got a good offense, and our defense got exposed. And maybe you could say they got exposed because we played it. This game reminds me of last year when we played against the Rams in that season game. Mm-hmm. It could have went either way because we were the top 2 teams in the NFC and the top 4 teams in the NFL at the whole time last year, you know.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Payton is too liberal with the play calling when he has Drew Brees because he just forgets about the defense in total. But when we was playing with Teddy, he was really conservative. He was right on the books with Teddy Bridgewater to call a running game and all that. That's all I'm thinking right now regarding that.
Well, I mean, Tyrese, to be honest with you, I mean, that's valid points, man. You know, and I think to address that last one, the comment you said about Teddy Bridgewater, you know, he didn't have quite the same relationship. Very few coaches have that kind of relationship with their quarterback to have that quarterback be on their team for so long. There are a handful of them in the league. And usually when you have that type of situation, the team is experiencing an unfathomable amount of success. And both the Saints and the Patriots have had successful years since those coaches and quarterbacks had those relationships. I think Sean Payton might gain an ear to allow somebody else to call the game, you know, but he don't see that he's making any mistakes. And ultimately, let's hope that he understands that all the fan base is saying, and the guy, the butcher, and everybody else is trying to tell him about the 2-point verse. Listen, if he would have stayed in there long enough, I'm pretty sure the butcher would have told him, and also, coach, run the ball. That's my thing. The 2-point conversion, but there's a series of plays that, you know, we could talk about, but you know, that's behind us. I'm looking ahead, and I'm saying what we need ahead is we need to run the football with Latavius Murray, not so much with Alvin Kamara. And I'm saying that because I'm thinking Latavius Murray, he pushes the power, man. That's why we signed him. Sean Payton know what he did to him last year when he was with Minnesota. How when they had the entire Saints defensive line on his back and he carried them into the end zone. The guy is a wildebeest. And he needs to touch the ball more than a handful of times a game to give you an opportunity to play. Now I'm saying hit him with Murray. Hit him with Murray. Battle with Murray. Also, Kamara, if you want to use Kamara, like I said, Kamara, use him as a wide receiver role more. I want to turn let's open up the ground and pound that the Saints really are. I understand. We know we can pass the ball. We don't have to show anybody nothing. Let's run the football. Let's do it that way. Let's run the football. That controls the clock. That sets the rhythm of the game. Not what you told the media the other day when you said we got caught up in the flow of the game. The game not getting up into the flow of the game. The game is to control the game, not getting caught up into its flow.
Correct.
Because to get caught up into its flow, meaning that the game is controlling you as opposed to you controlling it. And the way you control the game is by dominating the clock, by running the football, keeping their defense out there longer while yours is on the bench, resting. That's what I'm saying. And I think we need that philosophy going ahead because we ultimately will see these teams in the playoffs, whether it's the Packers, the Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers, it's all the same approach for these offenses that can wing the ball. The Vikings could throw the ball. The Packers could throw the ball. The 49ers could throw the ball. All these teams that we're speaking about have very good passing games. The best way you can combat a very good passing game is by keeping them on the bench where they can't gain a rhythm. You allow them to get in there and throw in between on you running the zone and they running plays, putting their receivers in the soft spots of your zone and meticulously and methodically moving the ball on you. We don't need that to happen. We need to keep those guys on the bench and dominate the time of possession. That wasn't the case last time. Maybe in the next 3 games into the playoffs, we can have that success. We can have that mentality.
Right, that's true. Because I've been watching Game Field on Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this guy, he can fold under pressure. I expect Cam Jordan to get outside of the tackles and go through them. But it's up to to our defense, our secondary, to make these interceptions. You know, these guys are getting blowed up left and right. You know, Marcus Williams, this guy missed 2 interceptions. You know, when Jimmy G threw that ball deep down the field, this guy is standing right in front of the wide receiver. And what does he do? He tiptoes into the ground, just like that. You know,
tiptoe burglar.
The whole point, right? He whiffed. Just like you been saying, he whiffed.
He's a whiffer.
And for real. And that's why we got to keep the defense off of the field by running the ball. We got to control the clock.
Yes.
You know, controlling the clock guarantees a fresh defense. And if you got Jacoby Brissett off of the field, that gives the defense enough time to game plan and make changes in order to challenge him. Because this guy, he's not really that fast. I mean, if he runs out of the pocket, he probably can't pick up yards. But our defense is built to contain our QB.
Right.
Whenever we need to. But like I said, it's up to the secondary. And I'm hoping our linebackers get back out of injury. I don't even know what's going on with Matt Tateo. He's not even in the game. And we got Craig Robertson, old ass, and then missing tackles and all that.
Yeah, they got to split with Craig.
You know, they got him.
They definitely got to give Manti a little bit more snaps to kind of help that out. With they was kind of overusing Craig a little bit, you know, and Craig was doing the best he could do. But they really needed to give him a break more with Manti Te'o, and I guess they got caught up in the flow of the game. But hopefully the next time around, the next 3 games ahead to the playoffs, we can correct a lot of these correctable mistakes because that's what they are, very correctable.
Right, because I mean, I'd rather we go on the road. You know, this team is not like other teams before us. You know, we go on the road, we run the ball, that's it. I mean, I don't even think. You know what? We probably can't get the number 1 seed. I can see the 49ers choking to the Seahawks. You know, those divisional rivals. They might choke to them. The Seahawks already lost, so they don't have a game up on us. And we can have a tiebreaker over them. Whatchamacallit, Kirk Cousins, he might choke. You know, he's good at choking in primetime games, but they are playing at home, so maybe he can beat the Packers. I say maybe. I don't want to give nobody hope. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to put Taysom Hill as running back again. I don't care what anybody say. He got to be
we got
this guy.
I don't know, Tyrese. Before we even much put Taysom Hill at running back, we got to use Latavius Murray there first.
Oh yeah, but come on, you saw that play where he went right through the gut.
Yeah,
this man lowering his shoulder.
Yeah,
breaking people apart, man.
Well, I love it. I love it. I just hope that we use some of our bigger running backs to do it for us. Latavius Murray, imagine if Taysom Hill could do that. Imagine what Latavius Murray would have did that same guy running over. You know, he would have planted that guy like a tree. But I mean, but you're right, Tyrese, though. We got to get it going. We're going to get it going, man. This is very correctable. Very enjoyable stories, though, besides the injuries. The Sean Payton story really kind of tickled me because he really going to justify his shenanigans. And it just gives us something to talk about and kind of just laugh about. But ultimately, I expect the Saints to correct and win out. There is no reason why we should suffer losses at the hands of any of these teams. I don't care how well Tennessee is playing. The Saints are still a better team than the Titans. They need to take that running game and that defense into Tennessee and take it from them. Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Never a fan of bust about it.
No fans. That's right. But anything else, Tyrese, before we move on, fam?
Nah, man, I need to get some Hot Pockets before the store closes. Otherwise, I'll see you later.
All right, Tyrese, man, appreciate you. Who that to your fam? Thank you for the call. You be safe out there, cuz.
Woo.
There you go, Tyrese. There you go. Good to hear from him. All right, family. Live numbers open 504-475-4482. You heard Tyrese had a lot of great points, man. You know, mixing it up, brother. Running the ball, playing defense. Number one story. Number one comment of the day, run the damn ball, Sean Payton. Jamal said the Saints hold Payton rights for 4 more years. He's stuck in his contract. I don't think he's going nowhere, man. Sean Payton's fine right here. He's just going through a little stubbornness toward the end of the year, and I think ultimately it'll be ironed out. But that's tough love when you hear the fan base come to you and say, Coach, asking you questions as opposed to punching you in the face. That's a whole nother degree because there's Saints fans I know out there that will ask you something, and if you got smart with them, they'd jump over, he would have punched them out. So, I mean, it's just, he lucky he got the really cordial one because, trust me, they got some real serious ones out there that will plant you like a tree, ain't no doubt about it. But anyway, you got another call coming in. And let's see. What's going on, fam? Thank you for calling the Sports Coma. Who am I speaking with?
Sub-Zero Q, Ice Cold Sub-Zero in the building.
What up, fam? What's good with it?
Man, I just want to, I think Tyrese said a lot of good things in his call, man. But you know, as far as like I was talking about Marcus Williams and stuff, but I want to really just lay it into Payton and his arrogance, man. So Q, if you see a house burner, right, it's on fire, do you need a firefighter to tell you that the house on fire?
Of course not. No.
So if you have your children come home with homework and it's math, do you tell your child, no, I can't teach you that because you're not a teacher?
No, I don't. I tell them that.
Right. The point I'm making is just because that man is a busher doesn't mean he can't tell you to run the damn football.
I agree, man.
Like, and that's the type of shit, bro. Like that dude is just like, he's a genius, but he's also stupid because I don't understand him. I don't know what kind of stuff he be on, bro. Like, it's simple. Like in that article that I read, he specifically stated, like, he gave a whole like basically a tangent about why he decided to go for 2. That man, like, nobody cares why you did it. We're just telling you it's stupid.
It was stupid, man. It make no sense at that juncture of time to do that.
Right. And it's like, okay, so you decide that you want to do something stupid and make a statement. Okay, we going for 2. We gonna show them that we here. Why we run the sideline to sideline, Q? If we're gonna just, we're gonna just, we only need 1 yard. The shortest distance between 2 spaces is a straight line.
Straight line. That's what they taught me in school.
I'm no teacher, but I think I'm qualified to say that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got a 230-pound running back that don't get no goal line carries. The whole year.
Right.
The man gets no goal line carries. The only time he got goal line carries is when Kamara was hurt. Like this dude, I don't know what he on because he overthinks. I don't care they scored 40 something points. Get off the Sean Payton. You know, I don't care what you did. You lost. That's all I care about.
That's true. I think a lot of people just looking at it though, Sub-Zero. A lot of people looking at it when they say that they're just grasping for the silver lining and say, look how offense lit it up. And and Drew Brees threw 5 touchdowns. He was responsible for 6 altogether. He was masterful, had a high QB rating. I think it was like 138 point something to 6 or whatever. But you're absolutely right, fam. You know, it's a loss. Regardless if you broke several NFL records, you done it in a loss. It means nothing. It stopped you from getting where you wanted to get. You wasn't there to break the records. You were there to achieve the ranking, to achieve and hold on to the number 1 seeding. And they failed.
Exactly. And that's the only thing that counts, wins and losses. So, like, really, when you were running off the stats, I literally checked out. That's how it is for me. I don't know what he had because I don't care. He could throw for 7 touchdowns or he could throw for 0. As long as the Saints win, I'm happy.
Right. That's true.
You know, so the reason why, all right, so when we're looking at the totality of a game, there's a lot of times the game gets into a certain flow that you might not have expected.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw your defense was struggling. You got a chance to see that. So you know your offense can basically do whatever it wants. There was nothing that they stopped. The only thing that the 49ers stopped all day was to run to the outside. Like any kind of screen or run to the outside, they were able to stop that.
Yeah, they was on it.
Right? But any other play that you wanted seemed to work. Any kind of play up the middle. Now, you and I, we're not head coaches. We're not coaches on that staff, you know, but we can see that.
Right.
Why was he trying to run outside all game?
My only answer for that, Sub-Zero, to keep it real with you, like I always do, is it was a chess contest. It was egoism. Is that this is going to work. We're going to get him such and such. Because if I would have ran that play several times and got the same results, I would have said, well, let me punch him up the gut and see how that works out. But he kept going back to it and try to switch the sides up too. I'm like, dude, you can't go to sideline to sideline. This defense is very fast, and they prepare for what you're doing. Just run up the center. He didn't want to do it. When they did do it, they had immense success doing it. Then he went away and tried to do all this other stuff. So, you know, like I said, the only response I got for that, bro, is that the fact that the man he was in a chess battle. You talking about the floor of the game. It wasn't the floor of the game. Right. It was him and Kyle. It was him and Shanahan. He going to try to blame it on the floor of the game. Man, you could tell some other idiot that. It wasn't the floor of the game. It was you trying to beat Kyle Shanahan. That's what it was. You was out there trying to show up Kyle Shanahan because he was running your plays on you having success on your defense in your dome. You didn't like that, and it became an ego contest. It didn't have nothing to do with no floor of the game. Cut that out. You could tell somebody else that stuff.
It had to look a certain way. That's what it was.
Because that's what they do, bro.
It had to look a certain way. Bro, so that's why we're running Taysom Hill on a sweep on 3rd and 1 instead of just running the fullback or running Murray up the middle. We had Murray at fullback one time. I like that.
That did look good, but it didn't. It equaled up to naught because he won't commit to interior running. The bottom line, he wants to do short passes here. He want to do toss out here. He want to do sweeps out here. And you don't need to do all that, coach. Keep it simple. Run the ball up the gut. They cannot stop you. They couldn't stop teams all years running the ball. And when the Saints ran up the gut, they were able to tack on yards. Then he went from it and tried to do the stuff. Only way I can say that, bro, is because him and Shanahan had a chest bump contest. Bottom line.
Yes, you preaching, son. Cause that makes sense. Because I've been it's been a couple of days now. I've calmed down a bit, but for the life of me, I'm like, why? This dude, I don't think the guy. He's a genius to me. Like he's a very smart person. So for the life of me, I'm like, what on earth could be his motivation for making such ridiculous play calls? It's like he has some of those play calls he's drawing up. Guys are wide open on the best defense in football. You know, so some of those plays he's making is like, wow, well, we're going up and down the field on these guys. But then it gets to 3rd and 1 when it's a no-brainer. all of a sudden we don't know what to do.
Remember that? Remember that sweep on the 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1?
Yeah.
Remember that one? Now tell me how ridiculous that was. You needed 1 yard, you ran up the middle and got it. How you explain that one? See, the butcher asked him a question about the 2-point conversion. That was the easiest of all the flubs and dumbery you can explain. You know, it's just the 3rd and 1s, the 4th and 1s, when you could have just put a battering ram in there and just got the 1 yard, set up a new set of downs, would have reset the game, added more to the clock, changed everything. But like I said, it's just one of those things that, you know, certain people know, you know, mess from sugar or from sugar, you know, the real saying for that. We know, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me is this, that, and this is a plate of sugar over here and this is a plate of you know what over there. First of all, it's 2 different colors, and guess what? One smells a lot worse than the other. And I tell you what, you can get sugar diabetes from eating one, and the other one, you might die. But let me tell you, at the end of the day, man, is that this is what it is. They can tell you all they want. Remember, they part politician, man. They part politician. And he can tell you 8 ways from Tuesday where he did it from, and it don't make a lick of sense to people that have common sense. Other people to say they'll digest it and run away with it. That's fine. If that's what you like, then that's fine. But over here, this is how we think. It's like that doesn't make any sense. Let's keep it simple, not complex. Just run the ball. Bottom line, run it up the center of the defense. They can't stop you. The last several teams that you would run up the center of the gut on, hey, guess what? You was having success on. So let's get back to that.
Nobody stopped it all year, Q. No one stopped us running from up the middle all year.
Absolutely.
The only person who gets stopped is Kamara. Like Murray don't get stopped running up the middle.
No,
man.
He doesn't, because that's where he's comfortable at. Murray is an interior back. He's a north-south runner, and he's perfect at running downhill. He's a north-south back, one cut runner. He runs downfield, plummels the 2nd level, makes a cut on the 3rd level, stiff arms and gets to the 3rd level, gets up to deep in the field.
And goes to the house when he gets in the open field because he got
some speed to him too. He got an extra gear with him that a lot of people don't want to respect. But that's why he has success in the Saints offense, is because he's north-south. The Saints are opening the holes up for him to run. Kamara's usually running on the outside, inside. He had some success running on the inside. The Saints run well in the interior. The Saints need to focus on that. I'm not saying take the pass away, but work the pass off the run so you can control the flow of the game.
My thing is, the overall game plan, there was nothing wrong with that game plan. It was brilliant to me. I didn't think Jared Cook was going to be that much of a factor like he was.
Right.
You know, I didn't think that. So so he needs to be applauded for the stuff that he does well. My main concerns are when it's 3rd and 1 and we're getting too cute, and then not knowing on defensively and not knowing when we should play man and when should we be in zone. I just think they don't know when to mix it. When they call them at the wrong times, man, or they don't make the necessary adjustments. You got Eli Apple got killed on a dig all game. Like, all game was a dig route all game. So it made me think they were, like, in cover 3 or something when that was happening. It was just like, bro, come on, man. Like, at least make them play inside, because Garoppolo didn't have to throw deep to the sideline at all. Everything was in the middle of the field, man. So it was like, I don't know. Like, I felt like 2 out of the 3 losses this year are because of the coaching. They're just doing stupid stuff. Against Atlanta, they were just blitzing every time. Not giving Matt Ryan different looks, and not sticking to the run game. And it was just like, bro, come on, man. Like, at least the 49ers, we were running on 3rd down, and kept the defense off the field some more time, because we got a few stops.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be smart. Like, just like control the game, man. Like. And do stuff, basically make teams beat you. Because I don't think, I hate to say it, as much as the 49ers did, I felt like we did more to shoot ourselves in the foot. Because that game could have been much different if we played differently. Because they scored on 3rd and goal twice. So our defense, as bad as they played, they actually got more stops than the 49ers did. I felt like, 3rd down, 3rd and goal, you gotta force that field goal. If you do that, it's a completely different game. but you got, you put P.J. Williams in man coverage on goal. Like, why are you doing that? And then you got your best corner and Marshawn Lattimore getting beat by a no-name receiver. So that's not the coach's fault. That's the one I'm like, okay, we expect our corner to be able to make that play on that guy. But it's just like calling bad plays at the wrong time. You don't go man, at the end of the game on 4th and 2 when if a guy misses a tackle. Basically he's going to be able to break for a long period and get into field goal range. You got to basically concede that first down to eat more clock in that situation. So it's like the coaching, man. So it's like if they coach better in certain situations, because it's not like it's just terrible. It's just that they got to understand situational football better.
That's a good point. Real good point. Very good point, Sub-Zero. I mean, that's definitely what it comes down to, understanding and operating situational football, or as Coach Payton likes to call it, situational football, whatever the hell that means. Situational. All right, Coach, I got you. But appreciate you, Sub-Zero. Thanks for the call, bro. Any more points you want to make, bro, before we go to the next?
That's all I had, bro.
Well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate those great points and that energy as well, bro. Thank you for calling, brother.
Take it easy.
Who that?
Who that?
That's Sub-Zero, man. Great points. Tyrese and Sub-Zero, man. Them some smart brothers, man. Dropping some really good ones now. The live line's open. Family 504-475-4482 is open. We are open an hour and 30 minutes into TSC Live number 64 for tonight, the midweek show. Coming at the family. Got another caller coming here. Let's see who it is. Welcome to the Sports Coma fam. Who am I speaking with?
It's Sid, man. Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah, I talked to you last time on Mobile.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how you doing, Sydney? How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I was listening. Everybody got good points. And to me, I feel like they need to go back to that 3 safety look.
The 3 safety look, okay.
Yeah, could have get them corners some help, because it's like, and they need to practice tackling. I swear they need to practice tackling, because they miss so many tackles. And I agree with y'all. Murray was averaging 5 yards every time he got the middle. And I'm like, what is y'all? I was telling my homeboy watching the game. I said, what in the hell is he doing? Running Murray, he was killing me. They couldn't stop Murray from nothing going up that damn middle. And I'm like, what is they doing? They just, every time they go on Kamara in the game, what's going on with him? Because he's not the same player since when they played against Seattle. That's not the same Kamara. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with this dude.
I agree with you.
Because he used to brace contact when he get that ball go down. He's just going out of bounds. Like, wait a minute, this ain't the same Kamara. He was trying to get more yards, like bouncing off the target. He just jumping out of bounds like his mind ain't mean to it.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Payton need to go. He need to go back to that old setup when he had with Mark Ingram. He need to make Murray the starter, use Kamara on passing down, and run that route with Murray. And they'll take some pressure off Breeze. And they definitely need to tie another wide receiver, because it ain't gonna happen. What we got it ain't gonna do. It ain't, because you can't keep feeding Michael Thomas, because like I said, somebody gonna triple team or whatever they gonna do with him.
You're right, sitting there, and that's right. It becomes quite problematic, man, when you think about it, because some of the better teams are gonna focus and see if the Saints have any other weapons that they can win games with. Now, the thing that really helps them out, like I said, is the running game. It's the passing game, running game. Saints' running game has not been that effective over these last few games. If we can be able to have a dominant run performance where we be able to set the table and run the football and work the pass, like I keep saying a million times over with, I think we can be able to win a lot of these games like we're supposed to. You'll start seeing the 42-17 type games happen. I think that comes into play right now, so it comes down to that, bro. We just need to focus on that aspect.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Payton play calling, is he trying to play toward the referee, see if they're going to really make the call or get in a benefits? Because it seems almost when he don't get the call, he looking like, I feel like he just trying to make plays to see if the referee going to give him that call. Because since they had that pass interference, rule, because it seems like he's not playing to win the game. He's just playing like to make the referee make a call. It almost seems like that to me. He's just trying to Like he's just trying to make the referee make a call. If they're gonna make, if they make a correct call or a wrong call, they're gonna make a call at all. Cause it seems like he's playing the referee instead of playing the opponent.
I wouldn't say that, Sydney. I mean, I see where you're coming from. My comment to that question would be that I don't think he planned for the call. Thank you, Donovan. Appreciate you. I just think that it's hard to see with the officials, but I think Sean Payton really is thinking he's operating a game plan that is a winning game plan. In his mind, this is going to work. This is how it's going to work. We're going to, and he's getting a little stubborn with it. And I think, and that ultimately is hurting us as a balanced team because you need to run and pass to be able to win most of these games. And I think it's hurting us. Will he learn in time? We'll see. We have all the time in the world coming down. They got 3 games left and then the playoffs to see where it ends up. But I don't think he's making calls based upon to see what the referees is going to do. Because 9 times out of 10, he probably going to end up losing those anyway. You know how it is.
Because he like I said, on that 2 point, if I'm gonna go for that in the first quarter, best to believe I'm gonna give it to my best player.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one? And that's Thomas. If I'm gonna go for it, and if I'm either gonna get it with Thomas, or I'm not gonna get it at all with Thomas. One or two, but I'm not gonna do the little trick play. And why would you go for it, a fake punt on 4th and 18? I didn't understand that at all. I'm sure like, what the hell is he doing? Really? 4th and 6, maybe.
More insanity. That's what I'm saying. It gets. He said it was. They got into the flow of the game. I think it's absolutely garbage. That's what I think. It's just nonsense. None of that made any sense to me, and they get mad because people question about his nonsensical game calling. I mean, it was just absolutely a bad calling game. Many slots he didn't have to be as desperate as he almost like he was attempting to not use the running game. You didn't have it, so you would dial up a 2-point conversion. You would dial up a 4th and 18 fake punt. You would dial all that up as opposed to just running the football on 3rd and 1 and 4. It just baffles me. I don't have any answers for that amount of stupidity. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If I was gonna go for it, if I was gonna do that, I might way put the ball in Drew's hand. Right. You got a veteran. You got an MVP Super Bowl quarterback. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just talk to Drew. Go, make a play. Don't put in Thomas and Drew's hand. Why you want to drop a hat, Taysom Hill, throw a pad to what's that one? Smith. He's just been getting back in the flow of the game. he just got manhandled going down that sideline. I just saw Payton need to just slow it down and call the game because he be putting this player there in some bad position. He showed up to that defense because he knows the secondary. Please tell them to get rid of PJ Williams. I don't know why they still hold him. No. God, and they put that boy Johnson in. They put him in a terrible position trying to guard that tight end. They put that young man in a terrible position right there.
He did, and like old coaches tell you, man, a rookie represent a loss on most books. Yeah. But appreciate you sitting there for calling, bro. We got another call coming in. Thank you for calling, my brother. Appreciate you.
All right. I'll be trying to catch you on YouTube so I can get some comments in. But I'm going to say that one more time. They need to put that boy Hampton, the Saquon Hampton, see what he can do. Sit William down because I don't understand. I was trying. I'm finna let you go, but I was trying to defend him after the Minnesota game. But I see now he ain't been the same either.
Yeah, I think he been inactive. He had a injury or something where he was inactive. But I would definitely like to see more of Saquon Hampton. That's an interesting comment too, Sydney, about Saints using more of the three. The special plays with the 3 safeties. But thank you for calling, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Who that to you? And keep calling, brother.
All right.
Peace. That was Sydney, man. Thank you for calling the Sports Coma fam. Who am I speaking with?
It's your boy Jay, bro. I appreciate what you do, bro. I watch you every week.
What up, Jay? How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm finally, it still hurt a little bit, but I'm getting past it.
Hey, Jay, it was Wednesday, bro. It just been what Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just been 3 days. We got to be quick healers, bro. We got an extended week to Monday, so I mean we got a little longer to heal.
You're right. We get an extra day because normally on Wednesday we transition. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, man. But just look, man. This is what I want to address. I remember when I saw Kamara and I saw his highlights coming out of college. I saw him play. I told my wife, man, Big Q, bro. I was like, you know what? I know this is a little premature, but this dude is a better Pierre Thomas. He got that crazy balance with a little extra speed. Mm-hmm. And you know, I feel bad for saying that now. You know why, Big Q, bro? You know why, bro?
Why you say that?
Because
Jay?
I don't saw like 2 or 3 instances, bro.
Uh-huh.
That he lacked that heart, that dog.
No.
One, of course, like we all saw, basically what it is this, bro. I'm not gonna misdo him like that. Once he got hit, bro, by Deion Jones, he has not been the same. And that's what no one wants to talk about, Big Q, bro. Once he got hit and got that hat laid on him,
mm-hmm.
he ain't about that life no more. Now he about saving himself for another day. You know, sometimes we'll see that old Kamara here and there, but you know, it is what it is. And you know what? I appreciate having him there because we're gonna need him. It's a long season. You gotta save your body. So I understand, man, but people want to know what's going on with Kamara. Kamara's gonna make business decisions out here. And that's what's going on, Big Q, bro. You know what I mean? That's my own personal opinion. That's my own personal opinion. And I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, you make a point, bro. I mean, he has not looked even close to what he was the first couple of years. This year, I've made mention of it. I told the family before we even got to this point that he looked really nonchalant, like disinterested. And the family members told me, AQ, that's just his nonchalant demeanor. That's all that is. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. But then I knew in the back of my mind that it resurfaced because he's not playing like his hair is on fire, if you catch my drift. So it's a difference. If it's difference between the first 2 years and the third year of seeing Alvin Kamara, the explosiveness, the shimmy, the shake and bake, the spin plays, the moves, everything, the face mask, the lowering the shoulder, all of that, the elusiveness, all that has not been the case since the injury. And you made mention of the hit that Deion, the Falcons, linebacker, former LSU man, put on him. You're absolutely right. And I say maybe it's the long season that he has where he's kind of a little bit there, he's there. But in that time frame, while he's figuring it out, let's give it to the bull of a back that electrifies the crowd with his hard running, that carries piles of defenders when he hits the pocket with his shoulders squared, that moves the offense and ultimately sets up things for Alvin Kamara to come in and utilize as well. My perspective is I've been saying this for a while, Sean, and I've not heard too many people say this. Sean Payton does not know how to use Murray and Kamara successfully in the same backfield. He has not. And
it's crazy, Q, because it's the same way he used Ingram and Kamara that year they went off for both 1,500 yards. You need to use Ingram as your number one back, just like he needs to use Murray as his number one back.
What's keeping him from doing it, though?
Sprinkle in Kamara.
But that's a perfect analogy because he had no problem running Ingram in that capacity last year. Basically the same plays, different verbiage, different players,
hold up, Q.
but same style.
Maybe the year before last, because last year Sean Payton disrespected Mark. And that's why Mark didn't give him another shot to re-sign him. He just got a deal and signed it. We would have signed him for $5 million.
Yeah.
The thing was, Mark didn't want to be here because he saw the writing on the wall. He's like, man, you barely used me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And Mark Ingram knows he's a starting caliber running back. So, that's what that was all about, bro. He made a decision for him and for his career. Because he knew his career was short with Sean Payton because he was in love with Alvin Kamara. And so you know how it is. We all know it. He get too cute sometimes. Sometimes, like with the 49ers, bro, we should just play. We didn't have to do no trick plays. We didn't have to go for it go for two or none of that at the beginning of in the first quarter. All we had to do was line up and play, Q.
That's right.
Line up and play. And look, I understand he coming out there want to challenge them and go off with Breeze. But once you saw how Murray was running that rock, and you saw that game was getting out of hand where our defense couldn't hold them consistent. I mean, they were scoring at will, just like we were. In order to stop a game like that, Q, bro, you got to run the ball. And if Murray would have been the perfect answer for what was going on, he would have gave us ball control. We would have been controlling what was going on in that game. Would have kept Garoppolo and his 49ers offense off the field. Everything that we wanted, we would have got right back in control. But Sean Payton, what it was, and it is what it is. I forgot the coordinator name for the 49ers, but he was going off. And Sean wanted to show, all right, you think you're doing this? Look what I can do. But all he had to do was line up and run a play, Q. That's it. Run a play, run the ball, control the clock, control the game, and get these boys out of our house, man. And that's really all I got to say, Q, bro. I appreciate you letting me vent.
No problem, Jay. Appreciate the call, family. Thank you for those great points, family.
All right, Ron, bro. Call back later.
All right, fam. Who that?
All right, bye. Who that?
That was Jay, man. Big ups to Jay. Appreciate the commentary. Also, live call is now open, family. Yes, indeed. Live call 504-475-4482, 504-475-4482. Live line is open. Big ups to all my callers tonight. Tyrese, Sub-Zero, Sydney from Mobile, and Jay, who has some really great points. Family members chiming in, sprinkling some knowledge here, fam. Let's keep the train rolling. Here's our next caller. What up, family? Thank you for calling the Sports Call. Who I'm speaking with. Family, yes indeed. Everybody there? All right, we must have got something crossed up there. All right, fam, live lines open, 504-475-4482. Live line is open for you to call. A lot of great commentary by the family tonight. Still venting. All right, let's see who we got calling. What up, family? Thank you for calling the Sports Call. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Q, this is Ernest. How you doing, friend?
Hey, how you doing, Ernest? Who that to you, friend? How you feeling tonight?
You too. I'm the guy that called last week about Alvin Kamara as a receiver.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah, I definitely remember you, Ernest. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I love your show, man.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you. Appreciate you. What you got?
And I wanted to.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to chime in, and I know all of us Saints fans are talking about how Sean Payton won't use Latavius Murray, and it's a shame. It really is. And what really upsets me the most is that Sean has his pets. Like he walked in, he basically after the tight end got hurt, he went back to his two favorite people, Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. Yeah. So he just stayed with them instead of actually using Latavius the whole time, and it'd have been all she wrote. Period. And the one thing I do like what he was doing was he mixed in Harris on the end around. If he basically used him like Kansas City uses Hill, I think the Saints would open up the offense a lot. Wow. Because they can just send him straight out, and they'll open up everything because no one can stay in front of him. And the problem with Kamara is people got to remember that the San Francisco head coach was a former offense coordinator for the Falcons.
That's right.
So he knows everything that they're gonna run. So it was no secret when Sean got out there and ran Alvin anytime he ran Alvin's plays, everybody knew exactly what he's gonna do. So it didn't make any sense for him to continue to keep running those plays. And you were absolutely right that it was an ego contest for Sean.
Yep.
Because he wanted to outdo Shanahan.
That's what it was.
And the bottom line is that the Saints, even though they scored 40-some points, they left at least 21 points on the field. They could have easily scored 60, 70 points. Easy on this team. If he just basically put his ego on the shelf and just run the ball.
Yep. That was Ernest. That was great points. I mean, absolutely great points. Great points. And and that's what it was. That's exactly what it is. And you're absolutely right. I love the Deontay Harris comment, about using them like Tyreek Hill. They need to start borrowing that. They electrify the offense. They need to use other facets of the offense than just the guys the go-to punch of Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara and Mike Thomas. There are other members of this team that need to get involved, that you need to get involved in the offense to help the team overall. And we'll see the mindset of Coach Payton going into these next games. If he continued to keep laying out guys that's not contributing right now, that just don't have the oomph factor. We have some of these guys where's the accountability of the coach to make players that are not productive in a starting lineup? What is the accountability? What is the ideals that we operate in here? Maybe we need to pull. I've been saying bench Teddy Ginn Jr. for another player. I've been yelling that, and people say, "Well, what are we gonna do?" Anybody put Traquan Smith there. He was drafted to take that guy's position. Why not see what he got right now? Look at the fact that you're using Latavius Murray. It's way more effective in the Saints offense than Alvin Kamara right now. And I'm not talking, this is not an in rhythm Alvin Kamara. This is an out of rhythm, I ain't gonna say unconcerned, but totally disjointed from the offense, appears to be dull, not running with his hair on fire Kamara. We don't need a dull, abnormal, below average Alvin Kamara that gets 25 yards on 12 carries and 4 catches for 18 yards. That is totally ineffective. We don't need that. Let's move these. Let's sprinkle some Latavius Murray in that starting lineup and give him the correct amount of snappage. Let's do the same for Traquan Smith. Let's shuffle this lineup up here because we need to make a change. He keep marching these same guys out here trying to implement the same type of plays. And guess what? The NFL is caught up to a lot of that. And they're pretty special. They can catch up to you pretty fast. They can game plan you pretty fast. But what they can't game plan is a stiff running game with a very difficult back bring down and working the pass off the run once established. So it's just great points, Ernest, by you. It's really great ones as usual.
Well, I really appreciate it. And the thing about it, Q, is that he's running the same plays, whether it's Reggie Bush, whether it's Darren Sproles, whether it is Alvin Kamara. He's running the same exact plays. And these defense coordinators, they paid to watch tape.
Yeah.
And he needs and like I said, Alvin Kamara is not a running back. He is a receiver. He can run the route tree. And he would take a lot of pressure off Michael Thomas.
Yes.
And that way you can run Latavius. Latavius proved when Alvin got hurt that he can carry the rock 30 times a game. Easy. And the way that they haven't used him, he's ready to roll.
Yeah.
He is ready to roll. And I love what you said before Alvin got hurt. Why is Sean running him up the middle? I don't understand that because he's not built for that. He's built to be in space.
Right.
And you don't want to hurt. You don't want to hurt his gift. His gift is quickness, and his quickness is when he puts him out in space.
Right.
And there's only one time that he put him out in space where he's able to roll. And I don't mean these pitch plays.
Right.
Because when he does a pitch plays, I don't ever understand why Sean does not put a fullback in front of these running backs. He'll pitch it, and what is the running back going to do if he has nobody in front of him to block?
He's going to
lose yards.
Yes, he's going to take the abuse of the linebacker. That's what the fullback's supposed to do. The fullbacks initiate the lineman blocks, gets the defensive lineman. The fullback meets the linebacker at the second level. He knocks that middle linebacker out of there that allows the running back to get to the third level. And that's they not utilized. Now Zach Line is hurt, but Sean Payton does have a fullback I think still on the practice squad. If not, he should have one because it's a very important part of the offense. So or why not? If you had a tight end that can sub as a fullback, which is what they can use as well. For whatever reason, it just baffles me the mindset of what Payton's doing here. I'm kind of just floored by all this.
I agree. I can't agree with you more. And it's just ridiculous. I know because we all know as Saints fans that the Saints should have won that game.
Yes.
And it shouldn't even been close. And it was ridiculous watching the offense when we know that the defense not bring the A game, none of them, and especially the secondary. That secondary was atrocious, and I don't know what they were doing out there. I mean, especially Marcus Williams. I mean, how can you let something go over your head, even though it was technically pass interference because Sanders did push him down. It's the same call they called on Michael Thomas later in the game. They didn't call. But the bottom line is Marcus Williams should never let anything get past him, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that. So, I mean, it was all the secondary. They all messed up. And my last question for you is I know that Patrick Robinson could have done just as well as Chauncey. Because like you said before I called is you put a rookie out there, you begging to lose the game.
Yeah.
And when they brought Patrick back, he was rated the best slot corner in the NFL.
Right.
And they haven't even used him.
Right. Well, he's
and I don't know.
He's been hurt there, Ernest. He was inactive this week. He was still dealing with an injury. We listed that on the previous on the injury report. That it wasn't I think he had a hamstring injury. Then he had another injury that he was dealing with. Let me take a look back at it because I remember pulling up that injury report about Patrick Robinson. And let me see if I can pull it up for you because I remember he was dealing with, I think it's a foot injury or ankle injury of some sort. Let me see if I can pull it up because he was, it's been a train wreck with Patrick Robinson. I mean, calf injury. He was questionable and did not practice the entire week. And he went from the hamstring injury and he was finally healthy enough to be activated. He played a little bit. And then this past week against the 49ers, he was questionable. He didn't practice the entire week. He was not activated in this game and he was dealing with a calf injury. So he has been an absolute unmitigated disaster since the Saints brought him back. Truly a bad idea. Maybe he can turn it around. He still have 2 years left on that contract in which the Saints are paying him $20 million for 4 years. So, who knows? He could come back for the playoff run and help you as a veteran cornerback back there. But as you said, and that's something old that a lot of old Hall of Fame coaches always used to say about rookies and trusting rookies. I even went as far as laying out the last couple of years for the Saints and basically showing you at key junctures of time for the Saints, had these players stepped up, the Saints would have had immense success in the playoffs. Marcus Williams in the Minnesota Miracle was a rookie in that year. He had that interception like I think it was Sub-Zero mentioned earlier in the show. He caught that interception and then turned around later on the game and literally the whiff king whiffed and missed the tackle that put Minnesota in the championship game against the Eagles. The second time, the next year against the Rams in the Superdome, you had Dan Arnold, who was a rookie, dropping a touchdown pass. Had he caught that touchdown pass, you wouldn't have heard nothing about or even cared about referees and rule changes because it wouldn't have mattered. The Saints would ultimately won that game because the momentum of the game would have changed. We would have won the game, bottom line. That was a rookie. And now you look at the current juncture with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson just totally blowing the tackle, taking a poor tackling route to get Kittles, and then Marcus Williams compounds the foolery by basically grabbing the man's face mask and ensuring that the team wins the game. Absolute nonsense. Will these players be disciplined for these miscues that led to these ineffective moves? Will they be benched for some period of time? I don't think so. Like I said in the previous show, and I said it sarcastically about we don't bench people for screwing up or what have you. That was sarcastic. You know, we should bench people when they make really with mistakes like that, just for a disciplinary measure. But of course, you'll see Kamara roll back out there. You'll see Teddy Ginn Jr. roll back out there. You'll see Marcus Williams in his regular starting role. Where is the accountability? Where's the accountability? They have to be There have to be fear of God or fear of whatever you want to call it, placed in players. Alvin Kamara just needs a spark, and the spark is to take his job away from him. That's it. Take his job away from him and watch how he responds to it. He will turn that light on again. I'm telling you.
And remember when Mark Ingram was around, if he fumbled the ball, it would be 2 quarters before he got back in.
That's true.
Sean wouldn't even look at him, and he brought Alvin right back in. Alvin can do no wrong.
That's a great point. I made mention of that, Ernest. I said that in one of my many rants, my rantings from the last show, is that if you consider Mark Ingram, if you have such a high esteem for Mark Ingram, a lot of us do. When he was benched, and I even named the guy he was benched for, Hightower. Tim Hightower took his job and held it from him for several games until he was able to run angry enough to get it back. Why is that? If that's good for Mark Ingram, why is it not good for Alvin Kamara? Why is it not good for Alvin Kamara, who fumbled in a crucial moment of the game, to lose his job as well? He hasn't been playing like nothing anyway. You need to switch to Latavius Murray to spark the running game, because Kamara is basically, I called him a zombie because he's basically dead. He's not a factor. He's not a factor. He wasn't a factor in the 49ers game. Not whatsoever. And that's strange. But look at it overall. 2 touchdowns this season. You go back and look up the last 2 previous years of touchdowns were off the chain. This year, 2 touchdowns, 1 run and 1 passing. That is not Alvin Kamara. And they can't say he's hurt. He's been back off the injury list for some time now, and he still hasn't caught his spark. And the thing is, sometimes you need help with that. A good benching will help you get your mind right. And I said 2 people need to be benched on offense. Ted Ginn Jr., who's totally ridiculous and pathetic this season with his production, and Alvin Kamara, who is woefully short of expectations of the fan base and of himself. Does he care right now? Who knows? But this is football. You're getting paid a lot of money. You're professional. You got to lace them up, and you got to play like fire. Your hair on fire every Sunday. That's all we care about. We won't lambaste you as long as we know you laying out there and giving a full effort. But if you're not, you're going to get called out for that. And he's getting called out for that right now. Latavius Murray should be starting. Sean Payton, shame on you for not seeing Teddy Ginn Jr.'s ineffectiveness and not seeing the fact that Alvin Kamara is basically a zombie out there. Shame on you. What are you looking at? You standing up there at the sideline looking at these men every damn game, but yet nobody's getting benched for anything. Nobody's getting benched. Nobody's getting their job switched around. Nothing's happening. You know, we just relying on Mike Thomas, overusing Mike Thomas, and Jared Cook getting his brains beat in. You giving an ineffective Alvin Kamara on sweeps and tosses and all this stuff like it was 2 years ago. Nah, you don't need to do all of that, man. Run the ball, please. Run the ball. We got a T-shirt coming out, family. It's called Hey Coach, Run the Damn Ball. That should be available Friday in the Pro Shop.
You know, Q, that he's allergic to the run. He's always
he breaks
allergic
out,
to the run.
Ernest, he breaks out in hives when he start running. He start itching all over the place.
Does.
Oh.
He does. I mean, the last time he did that, last time he broke out the run was in Buffalo when he just ran to make a point. Yes. And also against Baltimore to make a point because he knew he couldn't throw the ball. So the bottom line is when he has to, this is like a necessity. If he don't have to, he will not run the ball. I don't know why he even drafts running backs. Why he put him back there? He's just going to just step back and let Drew throw. Let Drew throw. Because the bottom line is, if he runs the ball, Latavius should have at least 1,000 yards, because he's wide. I mean, he gets 6-7 yards every play, period. And I don't know why Sean don't want to run it. I have no idea.
I'm with you on that, Ernest. We sitting right there looking puzzled, scratching our heads and stroking our beards, saying to ourselves, man, I don't know what's going on here. I can't understand what I'm looking at. You know, it's absolutely insane.
And then they're asking about Alvin Kamara, and he's adamant that we're gonna use him. I'm like, why? Why? When you got the back, I mean, you just ignore him. You just ignore. I mean, the guy every time he touches it, it's positive yards. It's a first down. But no, he wants to run Alvin on these sweeps. Everybody knows what he's going to do, and they beat him to the punch
every time.
Every time. So, Q, I love your show, my friend, and I wanted to tell you that. So, I mean, I appreciate the time. I really do.
Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate the wisdom, brother, the kind words. I appreciate you, too, for calling and your support, man. Thank you for those great comments and those great points. You gave the family a lot to think about. Thank you, my friend, and who that to you.
And my pleasure. Who that?
Who that? That's Ernest, man. Ernest is a real smart guy. And I guess we got Paul, who's the historian, and Ernest sounds like the professor, man. So we got a historian, we got a professor, we got a full administrative staff here. Thank you for calling the Sports Coma family. Who am I speaking with? Oh, you with me, family? All right, we dropped. What's going on? What's going on, family? How you doing? Who am I speaking with? All right, something happened again. All right, family, you on with the Sports Coma. Who am I speaking with? All right, somebody got a bad connection. All right, let's keep it moving, family. Man, that was some great points, man. I appreciate all the callers. Ernest, really great points, especially the one that really stuck out to me was the Kyle Shanahan comment about Kyle Shanahan's relationship with Sean Payton. That really woke up a lot of stuff and really more kind of gave us more insight on that chest sticking out situation. That's why I was saying about the chest situation. What's going on, family? Who am I speaking with?
Edmund Tyler.
Edmund, hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, blessed and highly favored, man. I'm just sitting back, relaxing, listening to you speak some good stuff, brother. I just thank God for you, Doc. I thank God for the show. I thank God for everything you're doing right now. But I got to give a response to that going out there to Sean Payton going to this old what you call it, the meat house. What it was.
He went up to Whole Foods. He went up to Whole Foods buying a steak, and the man told him, asked him about the 2-point conversion. And Sean Payton basically told him, you know, the mind is business. That's basically what he told him, mind is business, and cut these steaks better. Pretty much, paraphrasing.
But yeah, man, I just want to just say this, man. Sean Payton, man, really is taking advantage of the things that we have given him, which is control. You notice he could never be nowhere else to have that control. When he was up in Dallas, he didn't have as much control. That's why he left. Mm-hmm. You know, and they want him to come back, but he ain't going back to Dallas because he know Jerry Jones ain't going, you know what I'm saying, give him the control that he needs, like we do. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I hate that the fact that he's abusing that by, you know, taking our heart as diehard fans and do what he want to do and not realizing that we brilliant. We not dumb people. You know what I'm saying? Right. I like the statement your boy made earlier. You know, if your car, you know what I'm saying, stop running and your need is on E, what that mean? That mean what? You're out of gas.
What that mean? You gotta do, right, you gotta put some more gas in your car, right?
You gotta put some more gas in your car.
That's right. That don't take much, do it.
It don't take much, man. But yeah, man, I just believe that he's just taking that control, man, and using it, and he don't realize it's not hurting him, but it's hurting us as fans, you know, and also hurting the players. Because I'm more than sure there's some of the players, if you go back and look at and see, which is Murray sat on that bench, and I could just imagine what was going through his mind. Like, man, why in the hell this man took me out of this goddamn game? I just believe that he's just thinking that.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Why?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't get it either, man. What's the rationale for this running game? I mean, why keeping Latavius Murray locked on the bench? Latavius is not in the doghouse by any stretch of imagination. You know what though? I think Edmund, you got some noise going on in the background, which I can't hear you that well, brother.
I'm sorry. Let me fix that problem.
Yeah, because I can't hear you that
better?
well. That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
You know what?
I thought it was the poke.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. What you was gonna say?
Go ahead. I thought it was my pork chop, but go ahead. Go ahead.
You in there cooking and listening. I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Yes, sir.
But that's I think a lot of what it is like when you talk, you like what the professor was saying, Ernest. We got Paul. You got Paul, the historian. You got Ernest, the professor. But the professor brought up some great points, man, about the relationship between Sean Payton and he and the Saints. Of course, Kyle Shanahan, with all those years, was the offensive coordinator down there in Atlanta. So they had an opportunity to match wits all the time. And of course, that's why I was saying I forgot that point. That's why there's so many great, beautiful black and gold minds here, man, about that.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
That kind of reinforced the fact the ego contest, the measuring contest that was going on between Sean and Kyle, which he talking about it was something dealing with, it's just the flow of the game. You can tell that to somebody else that don't know no better. But another reason why Latavius Murray, just sitting here pondering on it, I'm thinking, I said, one of the reasons why Latavius Murray is probably not being utilized properly is due to the fact that so much of the game plan is centered around Alvin Kamara that he feel like he may not afford to take him out of the game. Now, that's something that I was thinking about, that the reason why we ain't seeing Latavius Murray as much as we would want to, because Sean Payton playbook is just so much of it is centered around Alvin Kamara. A lot of it, great chunks of it, and that's probably why we're not seeing Latavius Murray as much. But that's easily as curable. We can still have the Alvin Kamara stuff, but let it be behind Latavius Murray. And I'm gonna be honest with you, family, and I'm gonna say this for the record. I don't think Sean Payton will bench anybody because he don't see anything wrong. He don't see anything wrong with Ted Ginn Jr. having a pathetic season over there, catching less than half the passes thrown to him. He don't see an issue with Alvin Kamara. Now, he don't see Alvin Kamara, the zombie, out there. He thinking that's the same dude that been here for the last 2 years. And we watch enough of the players to know what time it is. And remember, they can tell you all kind of stuff. They can say whatever they want to say. But remember, there's another language out there that you can't fool people with, and that's body language. Body language says a lot. And body language says that, to me, that Alvin Kamara doesn't have the spark. He doesn't have it. He needs to be moved out of that role and have somebody to put in that role and let him work himself back into it if he wants it. Or it could be an indication of something below the scene that's happening right now that we are witnessing but don't know what it is until after it materializes into the offseason. Something might be happening here. So that could be something that needs to be taken in account for. Something under the line here is happening that we don't see on the field level that might be behind the doors, but it's showing up on the field in his play. Could it be personal stuff? Could it be business stuff? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not a mind reader, but I'm good at reading body language.
Okay, well, let me share something with you, Doc. You know I'm a chef.
Yes, sir.
I'm a chef. I cook for a lot of different people.
Okay.
I cook for one of the, just share with the family and you. I cook for one of the players, and I'm not gonna call them that because I don't want, because what I'm about to say is a business move, just like you said.
Right.
I cook for a lot of players, family that's connected, and I'm talking about this family member is connected like bloodline. So let me say this that I got from behind the scenes. The reason why he's not running Murray. The reason why he's not running Murray, this is what I got. I don't know how accurate it is, but when you get to the bloodline close to the seam, this is what they say.
Okay.
They say that the reason why he's not running Murray is he's saving Murray for the playoff. He's afraid that the fact he can lose Murray in the regular season, they won't have Murray for the playoff.
Is that really? Is that what the inside baseball is? He's afraid.
I'm just giving you the business scoop. You call how many things you call? You say it could be what behind the scenes.
It could be something behind the scenes happening. Right. You're right. It was a couple of them.
Right.
Right.
It was a couple of them. Right.
There
So
it is.
If one of them was a business,
Right.
and if you think about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I'm not saying it's true. That could be a good thing for us.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Edmund. Let me ask you this. I don't mean to cut you off, but you just brought up a great question for me. If that's, and I want to ask you this, and I want you to complete that thought as well. If that's the case, and he really is afraid to lose Latavius Murray, then why not use Dwayne Washington, which is the same back, same running style, and cheaper that he's not using? Why not use Dwayne Washington in the regular season and kind of relegate Latavius Murray's snaps? What do you think about that?
I'm gonna answer that question. I'm glad because I asked that question too, because that's a great point. That's a great point. Why not? I think the Dwayne Washington is having a little problems with the plays right now. I feel a little problem with some of the plays. That's what was told to me.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, hey, having a little problem with some of the plays.
Okay.
So they're working him in.
Okay.
Don't be surprised that you might not see. Don't be surprised that you see Dwayne Washington dipping there in the playoff.
Okay.
Because now we're going back to what the professor said. Dwayne Washington's going to dip into the playoff because now you can use Kamara as a receiver.
Okay.
Because really, when you're in the playoff, it's win or what?
It's win or go home, baby.
Go home, baby. Ain't no second chance.
Ain't nothing. That's certain finality is it. That finality is it. But go ahead on that and finish your thought on that, brother.
But yes, sir, I just wanted to share that, man. Because like I said, I was puzzled and battled, man, to the fact that why not? You know what I'm saying? And I had to ask, man. I said, I had to ask. And like I said, I've been asking the question because I've been seeing like it was some things going on wrong, man, to where you're not running him. Is there some conflict interest behind the team or what? What's going on? But like I said, once I asked the question, I said, I need that information. I need to know.
Right.
So that's what I got, man. And that's what I wanted to share with the family. But like I said, I'm not going to say it's accurate. I just got that information from someone that's close. But like I said, it could be it. It could be it. It could be. I ain't saying it is, but it could be. Right. Because we really need that running game in the playoffs.
No doubt.
We need it.
Right.
Which we need it in the regular season, but we already know we have the potential to play any game to win. But the fact is that play basic football by running the ball, and you'll never have a problem.
Yeah, well, hey, man, I appreciate that information, man. I appreciate you sharing that with the family too, brother.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm glad I was able, man. And I just want to say this, and I'm out, man. I'm a man. I believe in sowing, man, into my people, because God has sown into me to bless me, man. To have a business, He had learned my hands to cook. I've been a chef for 20 years. And I just want to, and I'm not trying to advertise my business. I just wanted to say
go ahead, bro.
That's what God has. Yeah, I just want to say that's what God has placed me. And I want you to know, man, that every time God bless me, this show gonna be blessed.
Thank you, brother. You giving out blessings right now by just merely being a part of the show, my brother. I appreciate you. Your support. I appreciate your the love, bro. I appreciate all the positive energy you bring and everything involved. So, brother, it's a blessing, just that part of it,
Man, thank you for allowing me being a part of your platform, man. I love you and God bless, man. Who that?
Who that? Same to you, Edmund. Thank you, my brother. Be safe out there, brother.
All right, thanks.
Peace. That's Edmund, man. That's the chef. So we got some family members. We got stuff dialed out for our family members. Family. We got the historian Paul. We got the professor Ernest, and we got the chef Edmund. A few more teachers. We ready to open up a college here. All right, thank you, family. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody, all the great calls, man. Live line is open, family. 504-475-4482. I thank all the family members: Tyrese, Sub-Zero, Sydney from Mobile, Jay, Ernest, and Edmund. Great callers. A lot of great information too from the family members. Appreciate all the love and all of the great information and energy as well. We got another one calling. What up, family? Thank you for calling the Sports Coma. Who I'm speaking with?
What's going on, Q? This Kyle. David.
What up, Kyle? How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
Hey, brother, I can't complain, bro. Doing well, bro. I'm talking Saints, bro. You know I can't be stopped when I'm talking Saints, baby.
You already know, baby. When you talk about Saints, you're talking about the #1 team in the nation, baby. There you go.
That's right, baby. I'm going to tell you, baby. I tell you, baby. The Saints, bro, I got the fire, baby. I'm telling you, they got the fire tonight, baby. Hey, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something, baby. Listen, God is a Saints fan, baby. Reverend Saint, bro. It's coming out tomorrow, baby. Got it coming out, baby. The advertisement up on the channel, baby. I'm telling y'all, baby. It's dropping tomorrow, baby. Watch out for it. God is a Saints fan, baby. It's a recap,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
Reverend Saint, baby. Go ahead, Kyle, baby.
Yes, sir. Man, you killing it on these graphics, Q. I ain't lying. I seen that earlier today. I was like, oh, Q stepping it. Oh, I like that. I ain't lying with you. I like that. I ain't lying. I was like, okay, Q, I see you.
What's going
But
on,
yeah,
Kyle?
man.
What's your thoughts on everything happening, brother, with the injuries to our defensive linemen, the new signees, the vibe and feel of the family on the line, bro, all the great information being bestowed upon us tonight. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
Man, I'm loving the family talk. Everybody got good points, good valid points. And I just want to run a couple ideas to you and see, bounce it off of you and see what you think about them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My uncle tell me this all the time. If he gets something new, I'll kind of be like, okay, Unc, I see you looking sharp. He always tell me this. He say, you always got to keep them guessing. And who better to keep them guessing with is Deontay Harris. Now, I understand he is our kick returner, but I think we need to implement him in the running packages because that's a speedster, man. Yep. The few little plays he played in the 49ers play, that excited me to see him cut through the defense and, do his thing, man. And I think with him, let me see, I will put Latavius running up the gut, primarily Latavius running back, and sprinkle in some Deontay Harris, put Kamara at receiver, and Jared Cook will be tight end, and put a fullback in front of Deontay Harris. I mean, you need to start giving these defensive coordinators something they ain't seen yet.
Yeah.
They done seen us. Plenty times. They know you put Taysom in left or right. They know you got Camaro. You about to do something cute. Look, you want to get cute, Sean Payton? Do that. You want to get cute? Put Marcus Williams on the bench. You want to get cute? Let's run some different plays. Let's get cute like that.
Yeah.
That'll do for me.
Yeah, that works. Hey, Kyle, I'll tell you what, bro. I absolutely love that idea, man. That's a great idea. Because in the next 3 games, bro, remember in the second half, we was expecting to see stuff that we didn't see from the first half. Now, I'm going to ask the family members along. I'm going to ask you this. Then I'm going to ask all of the family members in the chat. I'm going to ask y'all 2 things. Number 1, hit the like button if you hadn't already hit the like button. And number 2, this question is, did you see anything that the Saints did so far in the second half of the season that you didn't see from the first half? Did you see exactly what you thought you was going to see? Did you see anything electrifying? Did you see anything that diversely different than what you seen in the first half? Truth be told. What you think about that, Kyle?
truth be told, honestly, not really. Other than my quarterback acting like he's 20 years old, scrambling out the pocket like that, which I like, but not really. Even when it came down to the fake punt, I was kind of like, that's something Sean Payton would do, something cute he would do on 4th and 2. But nah, not really. Besides Deontay Harris putting him in the running package, not really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just, like you were saying, mix it up in the offense, man. Mixing it up, and I agree with that. I think we can deal with that. That's why I was like shuffling the lineups a bit. Shuffle a Kamara out, Latavius in. I mean, as far as the runner concerned, now Kamara could still be out there in the passing capacity, because I agree with what Professor Ernest was saying, that it's a great place to put him at, because he's more so a better receiver than he is a running back. That is, and the ideology is to have that guy in space, to have him in space as much as you can. So I love that idea. He don't need to be behind the quarterback, and then the use of the fullback, which Zach Line was banged up.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be getting him back real soon, to have him put there. And we're on that handful of teams that didn't even employ the use of a fullback. The 49ers is one. The Patriots is another one. The Saints are one. So, I mean, the Saints have to utilize that power I formation like they were using originally, and control that clock, move that ball, and then stuff will start opening up. But also shuffling up, getting Ted Ginn Jr. out of there and shuffling Traquan Smith in there. That's just jolting the lineup, shaking stuff up for these next 3 games. We need a shake up, offensively speaking. You don't need to do it on the defensive side. Now I seen the comments saying if you're in favor of benching Marcus Williams. Well, listen, there is not. If you look at the safeties behind Marcus Williams, if you pull Marcus Williams out of there, the only other guy you could look to possibly put in there, would be probably a guy like J.T. Gray, which I wouldn't be a favor of, or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You shift him back there, which I wouldn't be a favor of, because that means seeing more P.J. Williams. So you damned if you do with the Marcus Williams. He happened to be
damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right, you got to just live with Marcus Williams right now. I'm sorry, you just got to eat that. But it's the thing, whether or not just keeping those safeties back there and just generating pressure with the front 4, or sending a linebacker in every now and then, sneaking a safety blitz in there, or corner blitz in there, or something like that. Just, but offensively speaking, we got to shake it up. You got to electrify these guys, because if you're a zombie right now, and you're inconsistent and bad right now with 3 games left before the playoffs, if you can't get up for these games for the playoffs, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. What more juice you need than that?
Let me tell you something. Well, let me ask you something. Okay, you see how we talking about Kamara, Marcus Williams, P.J. Williams? You think all these other teams ain't noticing what we noticing?
Oh,
come on now.
Oh, yeah, they definitely
Come
noticing.
on now.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
They calling him the Walking Dead. We got to fix it up.
Yes.
We got to have a different look. This game and going into the playoffs, we got to get some different look, different packages. And I need to see this utility knife be used better than what it's being used by. Taysom Hill is going to open this thing up. Now, another thing you said earlier, and it was a good point, the Saints really do need to pay attention to Jared Cook's health, because he done took some heavy hits, and he's going out these games too often, and we need him. I feel, my opinion, he's going to be the key to this second ring, because nobody doesn't have an answer for him yet. I haven't seen anybody double team, triple. He take the top off the defense every time. I mean, he's too big to tackle. He'll jump 7 feet high to grab a ball. So, I mean, what can you do with that? That's a monster. So you're right. We need to pay more attention to his health, because we're going to need him in the full run. We're going to need him when it really, really counts.
No doubt about it. He's shaping up to be the answer.
He a monster. Yeah.
But it's the thing of keeping him around, man. I just don't like the troubling trend that I'm seeing from Jared Cook. Show up and then disappear due to injury. And I'm like, I can't really count on you as a piece in the offense because of the instability of the injuries, and the fact that the Saints really have only one true tight end. And remember, the Saints use double tight end plays a lot because they like to use 2 tight end sets. But if you don't have that extra tight end and then they using Taysom Hill as a tight end, I mean, come on, man. We got to think of something more than this, and we got to move some stuff around. Now, I can applaud them for bringing in players on the defensive side, but yet and still, a lot of people asking about why the fact that guys like LaJordan Humphreys and Emmanuel Butler are on the bench, and you need big physical wide receivers who can catch the ball on your offense because you're not getting any production from anybody else. Traquan Smith's not producing much. Ted Ginn is not producing much. And Krishawn Hogan, who's been on this team for over several weeks now, has not even caught a pass. So, I mean, you know, and then you got Deontay Harris on the end arounds and reverses and the sweeps and all the toss, all this kind of stuff. But, you know, we need some vertical plays for him as well. So it's just a number of things that need to be answered. That's going into, we got 3 weeks of football left, and pretty much the Saints need to win all out. They, you know, it's a tough season, and the Saints need to win all out. And I would even say, even the Carolina game, you can't rest those guys. You're gonna have to win that game as well. That's how close it's gonna get.
Exactly.
So
and to add on to UQ, I believe every game is a blessing, no matter how bad the outcome is. I'm going to just put it worldly. Everything is a blessing. No matter how bad something is, a situation may be, there's always a little blessing in it that you can learn from it. Now, this blessing, I feel, my opinion, I believe this is the most humbling experience for Sean Payton he's ever going to get this season. You got the meat man telling you what's going on with the 2-point conversion. Even the meat man can see that. And like you said, this is a child's game played by adults.
Yep.
So I believe his mind frame, and I'm believing like, all right, I'm humble. I know I done messed up. I got these fans coming at me. I got my wife coming at me. Who knows who else done came at him? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of Louisiana folk done came at him. I'm pretty sure. It wasn't just a meat man. So I believe moving forward, he's going to know, okay, I'm not going to let somebody else dictate how I play my game with my players. You can't do that. Because if you let somebody take you out your own game, you already lost, pimp.
Right.
That's already checkmate.
Right.
That's check.
Right.
That's check.
Right. Yeah,
so I believe this humbling experience is going to allow him to open another region of his playmaking, his brilliancy, his genius in a way. And I believe it's going to start with this game next Monday. I really believe that.
Well, I mean, I'm with you on that, Kyle. I think he got no choice. He got to step up and show something, man. He got to play it and play it big, man, because when it comes down to it, the bottom line is we don't have that much room for error. And another thing, when you get an instruction, a wise person, man or woman or child, a wise person, if it's positive or if it's insightful instruction, it don't matter who's giving it to you. You're supposed to be able to take it. If you got if you got a poor, unfortunate homeless person laid out in the street and he covered in mud and he just drunk as all outdoors, but he raised up out of his drunken stupor and see you and stand up to you and tell you something insightful, you should take it. You should take it. You never look at the way the messenger of the message does not matter. It's the message itself. The carrier does not matter. It's the message. And it don't matter if it's the meat man or it's the garbage man. Sean Payton need to take instruction where he find it.
Exactly, Q. You've never been more right. That's facts. I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? There's always a higher power, a higher being coming with that. You know, maybe, you know, that was for a reason. That was a reason you went over there to that particular meat market and the meat man told you something. Maybe that's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he right. Because if he'd have went over to the wrong side of the town, he went and purchased his meat near the Ninth Ward or the 7th Ward or something.
They probably would have punched him down.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I was like, man, they would have. Man, listen, they got, Kyle, I'm telling you, they got people out here that is diehard Saints fans. I mean, to the point where you lose and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, they'll chant, they go out there, they question the players, they see them in public, they ask them, all that. I've done it myself. Michael Lewis, one time Michael Lewis this was a while ago, a long time ago, Michael Lewis, the beer man, was in there, Aaron Brooks was throwing touchdown interceptions and laughing. when I seen Michael Lewis in the grocery store, I questioned him. I said, hey, man, let me ask you something. Why is Aaron Brooks always laughing every time he throw an interception? And Michael Lewis, cool as he could be, stood up there with me for about 5 to 10 minutes talking to me about the Saints. Michael Lewis is a cool dude, man. He cool. Also, Joe Horn. Joe Horn, another one. Joe Horn was selling hot sauce in the grocery store. You know, he got his own brand of barbecue sauce. And Joe was selling this, and I was talking Saints with Joe in the Rouses. He real cool. So they got players out there that will engage you and talk football because they love football and they know the family love football, and the family want to see their team win. They want to see their team do good. They don't want to see mediocrity. We're not playing that with you. So, you know, that's one of the things. Sean Payton better be happy. He had a positive interaction because he probably had quite a few negative ones, like you said, but he just cared not to speak on those. But he said,
never lying.
Because the way he said it was like driving me crazy. One comment drove you crazy? No, sir. You have multiple comments that's driving you up the wall. That's what it is. Thank you, Kyle.
Exactly.
Yes.
But to add on to you meeting some of the legends of the Saints players, I got a picture, and I need the email address to send it to you so you can put it online.
Okay.
Me and my family went to, we was, you know, in town for the game. It was in your city. And we went to, I believe it was Ruth Chris.
Okay.
And, you know, I walked in, and, you know, they got a waiting line or whatever. Everybody on the bench, you know, conversating. And, you know, I walk in, I take about 5 steps, and I look up. Who do I see? Latavius Murray. I'm like, okay, I would like to ask him.
Why you not
you know how we talk? Yeah, Q. You know how we talk. Now I'm just running through all the family member questions about Latavius. I'm like, okay, I know we got a big game. Now this was the day before the game. I said, I know we got a big game. I'm not about to come at the man like, hey, let's go. I'm just asking for, you know, shake his hand, asking for a picture. So I went up to him. I said, hey, what's going on, man? And We took a picture, and as I was walking away, back to what you were saying about the body language and how you can tell a lot about a person by their body language, you know, he just, you know, like, it was a weird vibe after I, you know, took the picture with him because he was kind of just sitting there like, he don't have, like, it, like, how can I put it? He didn't look like he had a big game the next day. He was kind of like...
He knew he wasn't going to be there, not factor in the offensive games.
He just looked like... No, Q, you laughing, but it's seriousness. You know what I'm saying? You saying that like it's serious, though. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, you... And I told him, I was like, hey, you know, my Pops was with me. I said, you know, Pops is going to be the man to carry us and stuff. And then, you know, he was like, yeah, I got you. And, you know, he just kind of, you know, got back and just sat down. And it was just weird. Like, bro, like, you about to have a big-ass game tomorrow. Like, and why are you over here? Why are you, like, he was just by himself. He didn't have no family that I knew of. He was just by himself, just sitting. So, I don't know, man. I wish I would have said more. But next time I get to your city and I see a player, I'm running it. I'm running it down. I don't care if it's Sean Payton himself. I'm gonna be with the beat man. Say, Sean, hey, brother, let me holler at you right quick. Cause I mean, hey, you represent us at the end of the day. You represent Louisiana, and they don't like us. From the Pelicans to the Saints, you know, they got a lot of respect for LSU, but from the Pelicans to the Saints, we a small market. We a downsized market. They don't really like us like that up there. So I'm going to need you to represent us a little better, Sean Payton.
Right.
And that's all I got to say about that one. But, Q, put it in the comment section where I should send that picture.
All right.
I was meaning to send that picture, and I just forgot to put the email address down.
All right, my brother. I'm typing it up right now. It's the Pro Media Network at gmail.com.
All right, I'm going to send it tonight.
All right, my brother.
All right, man. Enjoy the show. I'm going to keep listening, and who that?
Same to you, my brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the great comments and information. Who that to you?
All right.
Peace. That's Kyle Davis, man. Kyle is a brother keeping it real as usual. Said Latavius was sitting alone eating a steak. Man, you know, it's just something else, man. But in a city the size of New Orleans, a lot of people most Saints fans recognize the man and knew what Latavius Murray is. And it's just, he needs to be, that needs to be the thing. Because we recognize Sean Payton game plan as far as Latavius Murray is concerned is pretty limited. Because I'm saying to him, I'm looking at the fact that it's a constant use of Alvin Kamara, even to the point to the detriment of the offense. And sometimes you don't need all of that. Just run the damn ball, man. Come on. You don't have to do all that all the time. Just battle ram their asses 8 ways from Tuesday. Bottom line. Thanks for all our great callers, man. Tyrese, Sub-Zero, Sydney, Jay, Ernest, the Professor, Edmund, the Cook, and Kyle Davis, my boy. He chimed in as well. So we'll live lines open 504-475-4482. Please hit the like button, family. If you haven't hit the like button, take just 1 second to smash it right now. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. We have these type of discussions all the time here. This is the greatest black and gold platform in all the Saint Kingdom. That's why I really believe some of the most intelligent black and gold Saints family is represented in this platform. I'm telling you what, man. You want to know the answers to some stuff? I'll tell you what, you want to learn the answers to some stuff? You better listen up because they got a lot of great minds in this platform. What's going on, fam? Thank you for calling Sports Call. Who am I speaking with?
What's going on, Q? This Paul, man.
What's going on, Paul? How you doing, my brother?
I've just been sitting back listening to all my callers, boy.
You hear?
Intelligent.
You hear, Paul? You hear, Paul? I talked about the historian. That's you. The historian, Paul. We got Ernest the Professor. We got Edmund the Cook. I mean, we just got some fantastic people and a lot more great people out there, man. I mean, all these great ideas. And I often coin us as the Great Saints Think Tank. And that's what we are. We are the Saints Think Tank. And, you know, like the family members was making jokes about comments and jokes about it. I see you, Revolt, about Sean Payton, me fussing at Sean Payton in the meat market. Y'all know me all too well. I would have taped. Hey, Paul, I would have taped it, Paul. I would have taped it and put it out.
That is incredible. Like I say, y'all call it the historian, okay?
Yes, sir.
Before Jim Moore and Mike Dicker left New Orleans, they got crabby just like that. I remember let the family know that in the comment. They said one time Jim Moore, like the fail, trying to run in the stands and tear down a sign called the fans was talking about Jim Moore need to go. I mean, he was just hollering and cussing at Buddy D and the reporters and stuff. I said, that's me, Coach Moore losing it, you know. At the EQ, it would, but cause guess what? When they lost that second Carolina Panther game, he came back that Monday and quit on the spot.
Yep.
See?
Yeah.
And the fans might not, you know, Saints fans and whatnot, and people here on the platform might not want to hear this, but Sean Payton, like he's losing his grip on the team. Q, I can see it. I can feel it. You know.
Elaborate, Paul. Break it down for the family, man, because you got a lot. You've seen a lot of this going back, and this is a historic point of view because Paul is a lot of his commentary. Just to let the family members know who don't know Paul. Paul is our resident historian. Brother have a great grip on the history and good at bringing it to the present. So when you say something like that, Paul, elaborate, break it down for the family members why you feel that he losing his grip on his team.
Okay, like I said, I've sat back and I've watched this over the years. Okay, with Larry Bird, I know he's a basketball player or whatever, but when he coached Indiana, he said, come in, he said he had a 5-year window. He said, if you don't win, if you don't get to the NBA Finals, if you don't win some championship within those first 5 years, he said the players quit listening to you after 5 years. You know, and Sean Payton's been there, 11, 12 years now? I'm not exactly sure. But, you know, it's like, you know, he's losing his grip. You know, it's just, he's not inspiring, you know, like he used to. You know, I think a little bit of it's just too much football year round, Q. The guys really don't get a break from this. You know, back in the day, guys would play at the end of the season. They went, you know, took time with their family, went on vacation, whatever. But now football is a year-round thing. These guys really don't get no break from this. And the coaches, you know, they're pulling their hair out and they're getting great. If you notice Sean Payton getting so getting so gray-headed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's, you know what, Q? And you know better than me. You know that psychological, that mental. The game is wearing Payton out. Now, nobody else might want to say this, but I will. I think he needs to step back. Hey, I even say let's go back to the old way. Let Drew Brees call his own plays. I mean, because we got to get a win streak going. How many games have the Saints won in a row this year, Q? Just right off the top.
Well, I mean, they had. Let me pull them up. I know they had some in stretches. They won a few in stretches and lost one. So I mean, they'll put together a winning streak, then lose. Well, they won against the Texans 30-28, then dropped that one 27-9 to the Rams.
Okay.
Then they won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row against the Seahawks, Cowboys, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Bears, and Cardinals. Came off the Cardinals 6 games straight, then lost to the Falcons on the 26-9, then won 3 straight, beating the Buccaneers, Panthers, and Falcons. Then dropped 1 to the 49ers. So they'll win a string of games, then lose a string. They won 6, lost 1, won 3, lost 1, and hopefully they'll win 3 and just win out.
Okay. I'm just looking at it from a mental standpoint.
I got you.
I think Coach Payton is, and probably with age too. You know, he's not as young as he used to be. And I think he's kind of losing his edge a little bit. And when that starts to happen, you got to rely on your coordinators and your position coaches. You can't feel like you still can run everything. See, that was Bill Parcells' problem. And I'll bring him up a lot. He didn't want to listen to nobody. Jimmy Johnson, you know, even though he was successful, but Jimmy Johnson was a control freak till he ran into Jerry Jones, who was more of a control freak than he was, and he couldn't have it. You know, so you got to base yourself. You know, if you're not gonna, I'm like this. If you're not gonna listen to Pete Carmichael, why have him there? He's your offensive coordinator. If you don't trust him, say, hey, coach, let's try this play in the game. Now we're going to go this 42 left. Well, coach, 42 left might not work. No, we're going to do this. When you're bullheaded and hard-headed like that, this is the result. And that's why Sean Payton, he got to take all the blame of the team being where it is. Go ahead, Q.
Yeah, you make an interesting point there, Brother Paul, because if you look at Sean Payton now, it's interesting because going into it, most of the games, just one game that the Saints fairly lost and they didn't show up against Atlanta. The Rams game, the Saints actually was in that game and had a series of miscues that they just kept missing drop passes. The offense was off, but they had enough to win that game. The truth be told, they could have won that Rams game. So you look at the only game where they kind of flubbed out of it was the Falcons game. The 49ers loss was a hard bit because of what everything was at stake. I still say the Saints just it's not as I just think even though Sean Payton's not perfect, he is very stubborn and he's still sitting up there with a record of 10-3. The problem is so many other teams in the NFC that's sitting up there with double-digit winnings. So your room for error in terms of seeding is very thin. Of course, the Saints will make the playoffs, but it's not about just making the playoffs. It's where you'll be seated at. And like we said before, we documented the fact that the road Sean Payton's Saints clubs are 5-1 in the playoffs, 5-1 including the Super Bowl. They are 1-5 on the road in the playoffs underneath the tenure of Sean Payton. What does that tell you from a historical standpoint? That's why the Saints need to take it upon themselves, and I'm speaking to the coach, that they need to be a little bit more judicious with running the ball and be more disciplined running the ball going into these next flock of games, getting ready for the playoffs, because your room for error, you go up in there playing like you doing these games, and then the reason why a lot of people too, just to kind of add to it, Paul, about the Rams loss was compounded was the fact that yes, the Saints are 10-3. The Saints, after beating going 3 straight off of Atlanta, and after the Atlanta loss, look at those games. Those games wasn't precise, concise, methodical. Chop the defense, to chop the opposition up in pieces. The Saints have arrived type games, They were affairs in which the Saints made many miscues, mistakes, dropped passes, dropped touchdown passes, incomplete running game. Defense showed up in those games, half drop passes by the offensive players, out of sync, out of rhythm. Even Drew Brees was saying that. And the coaching, as opposed to coaching in games where they should have ran, they would have beat these teams, putting 40 burgers up on both those teams, all three of those teams during that stretch of time. But they were a series of unimpressive wins. You tell me. And a lot of people say, well, Q, a win is a win. That's true. But when you looking at being a contender and the psyche of the team, you don't want to flubber and stubble your way through wins. You better say that. You better say that. Because when it comes down to the playoff race, when those teams get in that playoffs, that's the best of the best competing. You ain't gonna have these incomplete teams in the playoffs. The teams that are going to make it to the playoffs are going to be teams that relatively have offense and defense, have some idea of togetherness to play there to get to that point. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what's compounded on top of the 49ers losses, the fact that the Saints wins. They had the talent, way more talent than the teams that they were playing, but they kind of played down to the level of the teams that they were playing. Notice they went up to the level of the 49ers in that game and scored 40-something points. What was that 40-something points against the Panthers? What was that 40-something points against the Atlanta Falcons? You see what I'm saying? Where did mysteriously 46 points develop from in the Saints offense? Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, family. When you look at it, this type of stuff is what I'm talking about. And the Saints could beat these teams with their eyes shut, to be honest with you.
With more, all that up and down.
Right.
Man, you can't win like that.
Where was them? I'm asking the family. Where was the 46 against the Carolina Panthers? Where was it against Atlanta the second time around, or even the first time around? Where was this high production at? Where was it? Where was it indeed? See, that's what I'm talking about. And when you win like you winning, when you flubbering and stubbering your way because other teams are missing field goals and extra points and all this kind of nonsense, remember all that happened? You know, that raises questions in the minds of guys, Saints fans like me, and also the pros and the people that scouting the Saints to say, hold on, they got a propensity, or whatever I'm saying, a tendency. I can't get the damn word out. But propensity. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. That for whatever reason.
We need to have one of those.
A propensity. Thank you, there.
The historian. Got to have therapy.
That's right. That's right, man. I'm almost twisted. My head twisted all right for a second. But you got to have the tendency, man. You got to be able to understand that order to the scouting teams is watching the Saints. Notice the Saints make mistakes to hurt themselves. Not following a game plan, knowing that the team you're playing cannot stop the run. And you are passing against the team as opposed to running. You're actually helping that team stay in the game because they'll have a better passing defense than they'll have a running defense, but yet you're trying to out-throw the man. And then spill some garbage about being in the flow of the game. It wasn't about no flow of the game. But this is what I'm saying. That was bull. You can feed that to somebody else. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that's why a lot of people are not that elated about the wins that the Saints have had. Because of the fact that they're looking, saying, see, the Saints play when they want to. What are those 46 points? And that's what I was saying. I was like, damn, the Saints put up 46 points and lost the game. Where was this 46 points at 2 weeks ago when we could have 40-burgered Carolina and Atlanta? We could have 40-burgered those teams that got them up out of here. But you found it on the field, 46 points, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns for Drew Brees, 1 running, 5 throwing, in a half offense. Basically just Mike Thomas out there and a handful of other 2 touchdowns to Jared Cook. So, like I'm saying, it gets to a point where these little minute things, remember, small things become big things. Big things don't just blop out there at you. Small things accumulated over time incrementally becomes big things. And those big things become magnified when the playoffs start because those teams in the playoffs will absolutely try to expose who you are, and we cannot get caught up in the mindset of playing to the level of our competition. And that's what it appears like. That's what it appears like with it to me, Paul. What you think about that?
You running like a sewing machine on that one, man. And that, you know what? If say facts, remember that's what happened the last 5 years, and certainly the last 3 years or more than 10 years. The team would just break down in games, just like they didn't know what a football was. And I hate to say it, but Sean Payton is getting that same kind of hard-headed, stiff-necked, don't want to listen to nobody, you know. And to tell you the truth, Q, Sean Payton got a much better coaching staff than Bohr ever had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this man, listen, the staff that he has, and Pete Carmichael, by the way, not only just the offensive coordinator, he's the QB coach as well. So he wears two hats. And then, of course, you have Curtis Johnson at a wide receiver coach. You have the great offensive line coaches they have, several of those. The tight end coach, Campbell, who is an assistant coach there. Then you have the defensive coaches. You have Ryan Nielsen, who's a splendid defensive line coach. You have what's his name? The linebackers coach Nolan. You got Nolan.
Former coaches, Doug Marone and Aaron Cromer and all that.
All of them came from up under here. But that's right. So then you have Mike Nolan, who's the linebackers coach, who used to be a coach for the 49ers some time ago. And then you have defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. You got several really high quality coaches that's on this team that given the proper instruction. So the bar is set high with the Saints, and and that's what I'm saying. In past years, you told us you were a Super Bowl team, that you were going for the Super Bowl. Don't get upset with the fan base, Sean Payton, when we hold you to your standard. That's the truth. We didn't tell you that. You told us that. You told us why you brought Latavius Murray in here and why you were to do it. When you signed him, I remember when they signed him, we did a show on that, and I played Sean Payton during the show talking about why he signed Latavius Murray. So what we doing is, we're not putting words in these guys' mouth, man. When we doing this, we're holding you accountable for what the words you're telling us. And you don't get mad when we ask you why you brought him in here and paying him $16 million for 4 years and he's sitting there eating steak by himself. I mean, what's going on here? You need to be answerable.
All right, Q, you really went deep. You know what, Q? I think they have a disconnect in their locker room. Nobody else might not say it, but I will. I think it's a disconnect.
I say something going on here, family. Something going on. We don't know. We probably won't find out what it is until after the season is over with. Like we find out with most things. It'll come out to like after the season. But there was something going on. We have a terrific locker room, but every now and again something happens. Remember, we had a terrific locker room over the last couple of years, and that led to Mark Ingram leaving. So if you had such a terrific locker room and relationship between players and coaches, why is Ingram not here? You see what I'm saying? So it's something is brewing.
I really believe it.
Something's happening here. Something's happening. It's something situating around Alvin Kamara. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know what it is, but I know something's not right here.
He may not be in a Saints uniform next year. I'm just bold enough to say that kind of stuff because guess what? He can't demand no big contract next year. Is he crazy? Not with this performance this year. He can't demand no big contract next year. What you think?
I mean, he's still under contract for at least one more year, and I think the Saints eventually will pay him what he wants.
Okay.
But it's based upon several things. You know, I just don't. You know, he was used a lot in his first couple of years here. And it's a way you get the most out of players like Alvin Kamara, you know, and it's just like Sean sees him as a featured back, which he gets the majority of the snaps. And when the season started, that's what it was. The season started with Alvin Kamara getting all of the snaps and Latavius Murray getting 2 snaps. And remember, I charted them. Through the first 5 weeks, it was 2 snaps, then 4 snaps, then 7 snaps, and then 12 snaps. I was charting the snaps because I wanted to see what Sean.
The page, you could be the statistician.
I just wanted to know how Sean Payton was going to use Latavius Murray in his offense, and he featured Alvin Kamara through those games until Kamara got hurt. Then it all changed. Then Latavius got in there, he dominated. And he stayed in there. And then when Kamara came back, he wasn't the same back he was when he left. So, you know, and it's almost like whatever he had, he lost it during that time period that he was off, and he hasn't regained it yet. And it's been some time since he came back. So I don't know what's going on. Only thing I know is this is not the same guy that I'm accustomed to seeing out here. You can say, well, Q, you having a few bad games. No, it ain't a few bad games. This is like 4+ games of not seeing an effective version of Alvin Kamara. Now, either he's hurt.
Bad game is 1 or 2 games.
Yeah,
Q,
come
5
on.
or 6.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. This is not, this is way woefully below his standard. And nobody's and then the commentators and the news networks still talking about him like he's Alvin Kamara of last year. And I'm like, see, that shows you these people don't pay attention to what the hell going on. They're still talking about any given time he could wake up, listen, body language is everything. Alvin is not running with his hair on fire. He's not playing inspired football. I don't care about his nonchalant attitude off the field. I'm talking about the body language on the field. Lowering his shoulder, running into people, shaking people out of their shoes, the type of stuff that he usually do. He not doing that, man. He not doing that.
You know, it's just like you and your kids. You know, not trying to get personal, but you know all your kids. You know their personality. You know what gets them going. You know what not to say and what to say, and you know how to get them motivated. But even in the football analogy, you got to know your people that you're working with. You got to know your players. Don't play to your players' weakness. You play to his strength and strengthen his weakness. But Sean Payton seemed to have lost it. Now, when he first came to New Orleans, he had a knack for that. But now I don't know if he's getting complacent or he's getting all-timers or what. But he's losing his grip on his offensive play calling. He needs to turn it over to Pete Carmichael, or if they don't want to do that, and he let Drew Brees call his own play like they used to, Q. Because it's really getting ridiculous. It really is. And Dennis Allen too. I got to get on him too. He really don't have the respect of his defense like he should. All that data board, all that. Listen, you got to get over the players when they mess up on the sideline. P.J. Williams and all that, and Robinson and all that. He need to get up in their face and say, look, man, you need to get together. You're going to be sitting down. But he don't do that. I've never seen him get on one of them players like that. Right. And when you lose the fire and enthusiasm when you're a coach, how do you expect your players going to have it?
That's the
You
point.
sit there on your phone, Q, if you the coach, you play, Angry Bird and Tetris and backgammon and all that. How you expect the players to respect you and you sitting in the meeting goofing off? You know what I mean? And like you said, Q, it's too much club say, club bed, come on, holla, holla, party. Listen, win something first and then party. But we ain't really won nothing.
Right.
And win the division, okay, fine. But guess what? There's a lot of other teams going to win the division that's not going to win the Super Bowl. Your whole goal is supposed to be winning the Super Bowl this year. And like I said, you got the league, you got the commissioner and the referee and all this stuff against you. Now, it's just like almost the Saints are trying to self-implode. Now, nobody else may not say that, but I will. And like you said, it's something in that locker room. And I don't know who it is, but I got an idea. Listen, if Kamara starts to get to be a problem, hey, like the old coach, ship up or shape out, bruh. Because you can't afford to mortgage your future on 1 or 2 players, like P.J. Williams, like Patrick Robinson, Eli Apple, too. These guys, it's like they're not mentally there, Q. Like you call Kamara the zombie. A zombie love brains. It's like something eating their brains because when they come in the game, it's like their brain dead. They just don't know how to think. I mean, what's the point, Q, sitting up here on Wednesday, this team still do it, Wednesday or Thursday, watching film on your next opponent and from your last game, then you come out with the next game and you don't change anything. It doesn't make any sense. Why watch the film if you're not going to do nothing different? What you think?
Spot on, absolutely. I mean, point made masterfully. As always, Paul. I mean, that tends to be the thing. It could be that. It could be a number of things, and it also could be the fact that some of those players are kind of mentally fatigued at this point. Which it's a grueling season, but if you fatigue right now, that questions what's your visions. I thought Super Bowl. If you fatigue now, you're gonna have to find a way to get there. Now, I also realize that you can't overuse Alvin Kamara just because he is Alvin Kamara. And you got to find, you can't do that because, and I understand you leaning on your playmakers when you need them, but with the playmakers are not producing, then what do you do? What do you do? And the gadgetry, notice like when I said the last show about the purpose of a gadget player, gadget players show up. Some days you get it, some games you don't. He blocked Taysom Hill blocked the punt and had 2 touchdowns, 1 running, 1 catching. Ultimately to help the Saints win the previous game before the 49ers. This game, not so much, huh? See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is the gadget plays are there when they're to be able to take an advantage of, but the role players are supposed to help the stars as well. We've been leaning on Mike Thomas, the most consistent player in the NFL. Drew Brees has showed up and is starting to find a rhythm in offense. The running game needs to be there in consistency, and that's not because the players aren't showing up, in terms of Kamara. I mean, Murray. Kamara is he just doesn't have the rhythm. But Latavius Murray is there. And I don't care if they don't like each other or not. Guess what cures all of that? Winning. They'll become friends in winning. And we need to let Murray, we need to cut the leash on Murray and release Murray. Maybe that need to be a shirt. Release Murray. Free Murray. Free Latavius Murray. That should be the next shirt too. Free Latavius Murray. That's what it should be.
It should take Drew Brees, Lord help Cam Jordan to get hurt for Sean Payton to try to change something. It shouldn't take nothing tragic. You should be proactive instead of reactive. What you think?
You're right. It got to be. It's such a thing. I may have mentioned this a while ago. It's such a thing about as preventive maintenance. You don't wait till your car break down till you actually have to do, it's preventive maintenance that you can make sure that you do to your vehicle so that it keeps going so you don't have to wait for it to break down to get fixed. There's such a thing as preventive maintenance, and it's the same thing with the black and gold. Preventive maintenance. A coach is supposed to have his thumb on the pulse of the team. He's supposed to recognize when players are not playing as good as they are and knowing how they approach the player. Maybe there's a personal problem going on that the coach can resolve. Maybe this player might need some time off to focus things, might need a little counseling. Perhaps that could be something we could do. But instead, having a relationship to talk to him, listen, we're gonna implement Latavius a little bit more, and then we're gonna kind of bring you up behind, and then we're gonna get you going now, but we're gonna get Latavius going because we see through footage and statistics that if we get Latavius going, it works well when we get him going first and then you going second, and then we'll mix you into the passing game as well and keep both of y'all going in some form of fashion. Or either figure out,
or Q, you should be in the locker room. They need to get you back there because it's like they not listening to Sean no more. He's losing their hearing, and when you start, it's like a child. Q, if your children stop listening to you, they gonna stop doing what you want them to do, and then their behavior is gonna turn also. When people quit listening, that's it. You done lost that person to a certain extent, and you have to be careful. I don't know how they get each other motivated, but you can't always just depend on your coach and to motivate you, or your position coach or the coordinator. You got to have some fire and self motivation in yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey man, you get paid a heck of a lot of money. A lot of people would love to make what they're making.
Right.
And they only work on Sunday and a little bit during the week. You got people. Some man right now got 5 kids, and he don't know how he gonna pay his light bill, and you making millions of dollars, like you said, playing a kids game, and you can't show up. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why disappear big games, Q? Back in the Moore regime, that would be a big thing. Players would disappear. I mean, you can't disappear in big games. You just can't. Because people are counting on you to do your job, to be run your routes and to catch the ball, Ted Ginn Jr. I'm like, because you're only gonna get so many opportunities to keep messing up.
Right.
I'll just go somewhere else. But what they don't realize, too, just like a job, you keep messing up on your job and you get fired. Guess what? You go somewhere else and you put that job as a reference. Guess what? That possible future employer, what he gonna do? He gonna call your former employer to find out what kind of person you are. You got to believe it. And so both so in football. I mean, nobody wants a headache in their locker room.
Right.
Nobody.
That's correct.
And so I don't know how. It's late in the season, but I don't know how Sean Payton's gonna get them motivated. I just really don't know how. It's like now you got to do some soul searching and try to motivate themselves. Don't try to look for coach, because guess what? Sean Payton might need somebody to motivate and encourage him a little bit. You know.
And
that's why I miss Tom Benson, Q. If Benson was around here, I think we wouldn't having all this foolishness. So he been and called Sean Payton in one of them office meetings, and boy, you see a change.
That's true.
You see a change, brother. What you think?
That's definitely true. Tom Benson would have definitely checked this, man. You know, and it's a lot of positive, but you know, we'll see how I figure it out. But Sean Payton eventually he'll come to his senses. We're gonna keep on him. That's all we could do. It's give him that tough, giving him that tough love. That Paul just keep.
We got to. We can't have no rose-colored glasses on, man. We got to call a spade a spade. You know.
Right.
You know, President Kennedy said something. He said it's all right to make a mistake, but the wrong is when you refuse to correct it. That's
right.
The problem.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So you can't get your pride and all that keep you from like, well, I made a mistake. You got to fess up and say, hey, listen, I messed this up. I need to get this fixed. Because at the end of the day, win or lose, you're the coach. You're going to get all the blame when you lose and some of the praise when you win. That's just how it is.
That's how it
But
goes.
you know, there's been somebody that said, hey, winning is a habit, but also, unfortunately, so is losing.
Yep. That's true as well. You know.
So y'all take it easy, Q. I'm gonna let y'all now.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate the knowledge, my brother, and chiming in tonight,
Take it
man.
easy, y'all. Love
right.
y'all, man.
Who that? Same to you, brother. Peace. That's the historian, man, chiming in, man. Good to see Paul there. And we're getting close. That'll get to the close end of the show, fam. I'd like to thank all our great callers, man. Tyrese, Sub-Zero, Sydney, Jay, Ernest, also Edmund, Kyle Davis, and Paul for calling in tonight. Great callers on our midweek show. Really fire. I appreciate the hell out of y'all, man. Great calls. A lot of good information. A lot of people were enlightened today. Great entertainment as usual. And I'd like to thank everybody in the live chat. If you ever hit the like, please hit the like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit your notification bell. Just light them all up. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight on the Sports Coma. And as always, family, you know, at the Sports Coma, how we do it. And looking at some of the information. Remember how we fund ourselves. Several ways we fund ourselves. The Pro Shop is exclusively tied to the PRO Media Network. We sell all kind of gear for the ladies, for the men, the children's, and babies. We have gear. Over 26 designs are in the Pro Shop, including our latest shirts, Ref You Suck, Go Saints. That's a real popular one that we have that is selling right now. We also have the Black and Gold Kings of the NFC South. Again, a very nice shirt. Remember, they don't just come in this color that you're seeing. They come in several different colors. You pick it. You go there. There's sizes that go from small to large, depending on the size, with several colors, several sizes for the men, women, and children. Also, coffee mugs, smartphone cover, cases, pillows, towels you swing, posters, all that stuff. Just go to the Pro Shop, check it out. You know, and that, like I said, it's a win-win, because whatever proceeds the Pro Shop make, it goes into empowering the platform. That's why it was designed. It was designed for that purpose. Also, another great way to help out this show is by, of course, well, this is let's see what this is. There you go. They got it mixed up. Becoming a patron of the show by donating $1 or $5 or whatever you got in your heart to the platform to help it grow. We have a lot of great members that have joined it. A lot of great family members. Dada, Devin, Sean Sims, big ups to him as well. Kelly, and a lot of great Black and Gold family members have joined the Patreon, and it's a way of the family members. You know, you just putting extra money into the platform. Remember, everything we take in don't come to me. It goes right back into the platform. The power we use to get new software, new mics, so we can do more shows, we can do more coverage, we can reach out, and it goes to the platform to build the platform so it becomes a stronger platform, get bigger, so we can face off against a lot of the Falcons and Buccaneers and Panthers, large broadcasting systems that they have, so we can continue to develop our voice and be heard. That's pretty much what it is that we do it for. Also, just to let the family members know that if you're into audio and listening to a lot of lovers of podcasts out there, just to let the family know who don't know that our visual platform is YouTube. Our audible platform is Spreaker. Spreaker.com/The Sports Coma is where you can go to listen to several of our podcasts. I mean, the Sports Comas, from current to past shows, going back, Pelican Post Game Report the same way, the latest shows on the Pelican Post Game Report, Rankins Boxing World, and Tough Tiger Talk, our LSU show. You can go on Spreaker to listen to those audio file platforms. It doesn't cost anything to join up. You can subscribe on Spreaker like a lot of our family members did, and you can listen to the audio platforms at work or what have you. It's available to you. So like I said, we do a lot of great work here at the PRO Media Network. And just to let the family members know that the Reverend Saint video is done. It will be available tomorrow. It'll be showing tomorrow, where you can we were able to find just find some of Reverend Saint's famous quotes and conversations. And I hope you guys enjoy it. We already released it to our Patreon family. You know, certain videos and stuff get released a day in advance to our Patreon members, and then, you know, later on it's then released to everything else. So that'll be available tomorrow. The new Reverend Saint, the Best of Reverend Saint Part 1 video, which is pretty funny, man. It was pretty funny, and actually I think you guys enjoy it. That'll be available tomorrow. So that's pretty good. So like I said, I'd like to thank everybody that joined us tonight on this live stream, man. There's a lot of great people in the live stream. Andy Clark, Kevin, Jarrell Bledsoe, Troy Thompson, Javier, let's see, Tara Smith, Revolt Control, big ups to you, homie. 985J, Irvin Alexander, Sub-Zero, let's see, a Sneaker King 10 in the building. My dog Scoob, good to see you. Demi, which was great. Demi says Sean could be arrogant to the media and fans who's paying his high salary. So you can imagine what he'll say to his staff and players. He answers to no one, which is the problem. He better answer. So I know somebody higher than him he might have to answer to when it's all said and done. Desmond says, what up, Q? I think Kamara needs to be benched. Thank you, Desmond. Roman, big ups to you. Lance Kelly as well. Keontae, good to see you. DJ Big Sam, the Candyman Smothers, good to see you, homie, in there. Sneaker King says, call Channel 4 and tell them to put run the ball on the bottom of the line. Whole news. Cassidy Sean Payton does it. Irvin Alexander, who that to your family as well. Who that 504 boy says, why the media act like we lost 48-0 though, like we ain't put up 4. That's what they gonna spin it. That's why I wanted us to win this game, just to shut them the hell up. But you know how they do the Saints. DLP 2600, good to see you, homie. Lloyd Vaughn, good to see you as well, family. Who that to you? Let's see, 9 o'clock props is on the mic as well. Tell me where you calling from. Who that 504 boy? Travis 504. Let's see, Tramal, big ups to you, Tramal. I see you, baby. 9 Wine. That's also my boy Neville. Good to see you, Neville, in the building as well. Let's see, who else is there that I'm missing out? Gerard, good to see you, Gerard. Who that to you, baby? Big ups to you, homie. Let's see. Once again, thank you, Edmund Tyler, for your $5 donations, brother. You know we're gonna put it to good use on the platform. You know we will. Let me see. Who else is it? I'd say Kyle Davis. Toby, good to see you, Toby. I see you, my friend. Good to see you in the chat tonight. American Hostage from Austin, Texas. Big ups to you, my friend. Appreciate you as well. Let's see who else is here as well. Anthony Gaines, good to see you too, homie. Appreciate the question. Please continue to comment, man, and join more of the live. I think I've seen you before in here. Charles Mayfield. I got a pretty good memory, family, on remembering my people. Some people be amazed by that, man. And, you know, just a little sidebar. A lot of people do these type of shows, and I think they just do such a terrible disservice by not acknowledging the people. The people don't have to come here and listen and give you support. The people can go somewhere else. There is literally millions upon millions of things people could be doing besides paying you attention or listening to you. Seriously. So the least that they can do, and I've been telling people this for a while, if you go to a platform and you got to pay them money for them to acknowledge you, get away from them. Don't pay them a dime. because that's not how you're supposed to do it. The people are first, and I've always said that. I've been understood that, and I've been every time I tell people, I say you are the head of the movement, not them. They always play these pretend games like you don't belong there, you belong in the back while we bring up the front. No. Wrong. You are the genesis. Everything starts with you. Everybody else looks to you. If they try to pull that on you, they are con artists. They are full of bunk, and you need not to deal with them. Tell them to just keeping it real, family. You are the pinnacle. You are the top of the pyramid. You are the top, period. You are who you, the least people can do is to acknowledge who you are when they come to the platform. If they don't do that, that's the wrong platform for you. You go somewhere where you respected and where you cared about. And the Sports Coma here in the PRO Media Network, we respect the hell out of our people because they could be doing anything in the world besides listening to this show. And I got to, if you could take time out of your busy ass day to sit here for 3 hours and 17 minutes and 10 seconds and to talk with me about the Saints, the least I could do is to take 15 to 20 minutes to acknowledge you at the end of the show. Now, you tell me if I'm lying now. If anybody out there doing that to you guys, you leave them alone. I'm just keeping it real with you. All right, let's keep it moving. Revolt Control, big ups to you, homie. Tremal, I see your family. I think I said you already. Terrence Collier, he says, can we put Eli Apple on the IR because he hurting the team? Good one, Terrence. Appreciate your family. Let's see who else we got here to call out. Trey Joseph, who that to your family, said, I understand Eli has been playing Pro Bowl level, but remember, we had Ken Crawley, who's twice as bad. Yeah, we had some really low budget cornerback play here. To make Carter, but yeah, I wouldn't bench him. Dallas Allen, who that to your family? Andy Clark as well. I think I mentioned Andy. Dallas Allen said we good. Our offense is back now. Our defense got to get back to form. Thank you, family. Gerard says Sean Payton got tired of people's backlash for the game. Well, he caused it, so he tired of his own cause. I mean, don't do it next time. Let this be a lesson to just call sensible game plans, and you won't have the butcher or your bank accountant or people pumping your gas or whatever, challenging you for stupidness. Also, like I said, Toby, Sean C., good to see your family. Good to see you in there as well, my dog. Sean C. Let's see who else here. I think I'm covering everybody. Lloyd Vaughn, I think I called him out. Paul, Cody, good to see you there, Cody. Let's see, Drew Goddamn Breeze. DLP 2600, Jay Gigaday. He said, fam, I'm upset. He didn't run Murray more too, but the offense was still hella efficient. That loss falls solely on the defense. More running plays or not. 45 points should win you a damn game. Come on, defense. I hear you, Jay Giggity. Verlin, big ups to your family as well. He said, payday sensitive coach. Sensitive Saints fan. That's what that Payton act like a sensitive Saints fan today. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what it is. Road Dog gets me. What up, fam? Good to see you, fam. I ain't seen you in a minute, fam. Let's see who else here. He said Eli been playing like garbage. Let's see. Freddie Harris. Who that to you, Freddie Harris? Good to see you, family. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. That Freddie. Ernest Adams Jr. says Kamara seems to have the same bug. Previous Saints stars Jimmy Graham, Junior Gillette, Hakeem Hicks, etc. prior to their departures from the organization. I hope not. Hopefully he sticks around a longer time. Ernest Adams, appreciate you, and who that to you as well, family. I think that's everybody. Hold up here. Go. Oh, it just jumped on me just real quick. All right, let me see if let's see. I think I called Demi. Who that to you, Demi? Steve Wynn, who that to you? Steve, great. Thanks for your great comments too, Steve. Appreciate your family. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Tremal said, who is the Samuel L. Jackson character in Django? That's Pete Carmack. Oh, that's cool. T Dirty, what up, baby? T Dirty in the building. I see you, homie. Says we've always played according to our competition. That's always been the Saints. Thank you there, T Dirty. Good to see your family in the building as well. I think I called out everybody. Robert Clark as well. Big ups to you, Robert. Young Nola says PJ is garbage. Who that to you, Young Nola? Let's see. That's let's see. I think that's everybody, man. Ice Cream Man, Ice Cream Man 504. What up, family? DG Style. He said, hey Q, I'm fairly new here, but love the content and you have a great soul. Keep it up. Who that? Thank you, DG Soul, bro. DJ Style, bro. Appreciate your family. Thanks for that great comment, fam. please feel free to subscribe, my brother. We always doing great shows. If you love me, bro, I'm just a reflection of these great people in this platform. And this, if you're looking for a great Saints home, bro, subscribe to this platform. You will love these family members in here. They're like any other. And if you like me, I am merely a reflection of these people in this platform. So thank you for the great comments, my family. Abraham Austin says, hi, bro. Good. What's up to you, Abraham? I see you, friend. Appreciate you. Welcome to the live stream. Please subscribe for future comments. DJ Big Sam the Cannon Man says we need them shirts. Make some flags too. You got it, DJ Big Sam, baby. You got it. We coming with them, brother. We coming with them. Trust and believe. We coming with them. So thank you. Oh yeah, I see you, Gundam 13. I see you, double Gundam 1313. He says 504. Great show. Thank you. Appreciate you there, Gundam. And all the family members, man. Thank y'all for joining us on the Sports Coma tonight. Our midweek show. Remember, our next show will be Saturday at noon. We'll preview the Indianapolis Colts game against the Saints. And, and we'll go over it. We'll have stats, facts, breakdown, injury report, all the news. We got the live chat kicking off, questions, concerns, comments. And of course, we'll open up the phone line as well. Okay, Kyle, I got you, baby. I'm going to check the email. Or get somebody to post it for me. Usually got somebody that'll post it, put that up on our community section so people can see it. That'll be a treat for people as well. Thank you, my brother. And like I said, thank y'all, man. If you coming in, please hit the like button, the subscribe button. If you aren't a subscriber, hit the notification bell as well for future content. Might have a special sneak show in there. Just make sure you hit that notification bell between now and Saturday. You never know. You never know with me. And also to let you guys know, if you want to join the Patreon family with all of our great people, you can go to patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. The PRO Media Network. That link will be in the description section once this video goes final. And of course, you can go to the Teespring store and get the newest gear available. Several new shirts in there. Over 26 different designs for men, women, and children. Several different colors per shirt, sizes from small to large. Coffee mugs, all kind of gifts. It'll make a great gifts for people coming up for Christmas as well. And just to let you know, we'll be doing specials as well leading up to Christmas. So thank you guys for joining us on the Sports Coma tonight. I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, all the love and support and the dedication to the platform and being here and spending 3 hours and 23 minutes and 50 seconds with me tonight. So once again, thank you. Peace out to the family members. I love y'all, and who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma.